Fox Sports.
We are the Fox. We are Ron Regan.
It's time for Dodger Baseball. Live from Dodger Stadium, Prime Ticket presents the Dodgers as they take on the Detroit Tigers. Hi, everybody, and a very pleasant Wednesday afternoon to you, wherever you may be. Dodgers trying to sweep Detroit. Tigers struggling in interleague play. They've lost 6 out of 8. Dodgers, meanwhile, since 2003, have beaten Detroit 8 of 13. Dodgers have also won 3 out of 5 interleague so far as they bid for the sweep. Ted Lilly, with a record of 5-6, will be on the mound for the Dodgers. And for Detroit, trying to salvage one, it'll be Rick Porcello with a record of 6-5. For the Dodgers, pitching has dominated Detroit. Not only did Kershaw shut him out, but the Tigers in 2 games have struck out 22 times. We'll get to the ball game. We'll have it all coming up for you right after this.
Well, celebrate. Ticket is brought to you by San Manuel. Celebrate your birthday this year at San Manuel Indian Bingo and Casino and receive a special birthday package. Visit sanmanuel.com for details. You must be 21 to enter the casino. By Bubba Burger, available in your grocer's freezer. Remember, you'll never bite a burger better than a Bubba. Bubba Burger. And by your local Mazda dealers. minutes away from matinee baseball on a beautiful day here at Dodger Stadium. LA going for their first sweep of the season, taking on the Tigers. And we got some history happening last night, Steve. Matt Kemp steals second, then steals third with 2 outs, getting his 20th stolen base on the year. Only the second Dodger to go 20-20 before the All-Star break.
Well, a lot of guys don't generally steal third with 2 outs, but if you're not going to pay attention to the guy that can run, then he's going to take it on you. And you look at the numbers, on pace for 43 and 43. We talk about whether or not he can go 40-40. I don't think he can, because I think they're going to stop pitching to him when he's the one guy in the lineup that can really do some damage on you. Right now, there's the rest of the lineup combined doesn't have as many home runs as Matt Kemp does with 20, but the fact that they're going to start pitching around him will make his stolen base numbers go up, because he's going to get mad. You walk me, I'm going to steal. So he'll get 40 stolen bases. 30-30 is a no-brainer for him right now. He's already 2/3 of the way of both. So
it sounds like maybe you give him a chance, but right now you're leaning no, unless Andre Ethier could start getting some power. Maybe Matt will see some pitches.
Right, and someone behind Matt Kemp's got to swing the bat better too. James Loney's been doing a much better job, but the power potential for him, if I'm a pitcher and Matt Kemp can beat me if I pitch to him right now, I'm going to make James Loney do it.
Well, Matt apparently already taking some swings, because look out, he's coming at you. Matt Kemp and the Dodgers going for the sweep next.
Brought to you by Hyundai, introducing the Hyundai Assurance Trade-in Value Guarantee. See your Hyundai dealer for details. By Shakey's, win a pizza party for 10. Go to Shakey's.com. By CarMax, now more than ever, the smart choice is CarMax. And by AT&T. Hi, everybody, and a very pleasant Wednesday afternoon to you, wherever you may be. We're at Dodger Stadium as the Dodgers and the Tigers prepare for their final meeting of the 3-game series. For the Dodgers, looking for their first 4-game winning streak and a sweep of Detroit if they can do it. This is Throwback Wednesday. The Dodgers are in their blues going back to 1944, and the Tigers wearing their uniforms vintage 1944. Jim Leyland and the Dodgers going head-to-head, and here's Jim's lineup card. Casper Wells in center field, Ryan Rayburn at second base, Brennan Bosch in left field. Miguel Cabrera at first base, Victor Martinez the catcher, Maglio Ordonez in right field, Johnny Peralta at short, Danny Worth at third base, and Rick Porcello on the mound. On the mound for the Dodgers, left-hander Ted Lilly tuning up. The 35-year-old is 2-4 in his career with Detroit. The last time he faced them was 2 years ago on the 25th of June. He was then pitching for the Cubs, pitched at Comerica Park, and lost, allowing 6 runs in 6 innings. But that's 2 years ago, and certainly the teams have changed dramatically since then. For the Dodgers, they are now 3 out of 5 in interleague play, while the Tigers have lost 6 out of 8. This is a going home day for Detroit. They're off tomorrow, and then the Tigers will open up at home with the Arizona Diamondbacks. And on Sunday, the Tiger uniform belonging to Sparky Anderson will be officially retired. Meanwhile, here in the first inning, Casper Wells will start it off. The center fielder taking over for Austin Jackson. Jackson just did not get on track. He had 1 hit and otherwise struck out a couple of times. So they moved Casper Wells to center, hitting .253. He has 2 home runs, 9 RBIs. 0 for 1 with a strikeout. As a pinch hitter, 1 for 1. And Ted Lilly ready in his first pitch, snaps a fastball low and inside, ball 1. Casper Wells off the bench last night and singled up along third. Ted ready, comes right back 1-0, and the right hand hitter swings right through it. A beautiful summer's afternoon in the ballpark. The temperature is 76 degrees. No appreciable wind at all. Hardly a zephyr for that matter. 1 ball and 1 strike. Lilly ready, comes right back, high and away, ball 2, 2-1 the count. Lilly, back on the 4th of May, became the 17th active pitcher with 1,500 or more strikeouts. The 2-1 pitch is swung on and missed. Talking about strikeouts, we knew coming in that Detroit was a very aggressive hitting ball club. We didn't realize the price they would pay here. Jim Leyland has seen his hitters strike out 22 times in the first 2 games. 2-2 pitch on the way to Wells, swung on and foul back. So you understood it when Clayton Kershaw was blazing hot, striking out 11 on way to his 4-0 victory, allowing only 2 hits, and really putting a ribbon on the package when he struck out the side in the 9th inning. But it was hard to believe they would come right back and strike out 11, including the side in the 9th inning. This time a drive to left and deep, tends to the track at the wall. It is over the wall for a home run. So Casper Wells coming around, having hit his 3rd home run of the year. For Ted Lilly, that would be the 13th home run that he's given up. And the Tigers jump out in front 1-0. That also breaks a little string the Dodgers had going through a bunch of games without allowing a home run. But that's been snapped right now. Dodgers had gone 7 consecutive games without giving up a home run to the opposition, but the leadoff man Casper Wells hits it out, and now it's Rayburn at the plate. Ryan takes low and inside, ball 1. 1-0 the count. Casper Wells, a rookie last year, hit 4. Now he has 3 with a lot of the year yet to go. The 1-0 pitch on the way. Lilly ready and delivers, and that one is in for a strike, and the count 1-1. For the Tigers as a team, they're fighting the home run in the sense they have hit 69. They've allowed 68. Now the 1-1 pitch on the way, swung on, lifted off first base. Loney coming over wearing the shades, but that's going to be well back into the crowd, and the count 1-2. For the Dodgers in home runs, they have hit 56, but they've now given up 63. So 1-0 in favor of Detroit. First inning, Brennan Bosch on deck, big left-hand batter. Now the 1-2 pitch on the way, swung on and foul tipped, and down he goes. Nice catch by Guiana Navarro. One away. Let's take a look at the Dodgers with the leather. Here's the way they shape up. Thames, Kemp, and Ethier in the outfield. And the infield, Uribe and Carroll, Miles and Loney. The battery, Navarro handling Lilly. So strikeout number 1 for Ted. And the batter now, the local boy from Santa Monica, Brennan Bosch. And Brennan takes a strike on the inside corner. The count 0-1. Bosch, 2 singles last night, went 2 for 4. Big guy waiting did not play in the Kershaw game because he is a left-hand batter, hitting .298. The next one swung on and fouled back. 0-2 the count to Brennan Bosch. For Brennan, ready to depart. 2 for 4. He's also struck out twice. Played right field, but playing left field today. Bosch earlier this year had a 10-game hitting streak. Strike 2 pitch on the way up over his head, and that means high. He's 6-6. So Ted Lilly gives up the run. 1-2 the count. For Lilly, who's been burned so often by stolen bases, Tigers might be an opponent where he does not have to run and worry about it. The pitch foul back to the screen. 1-2. The only fella on the Tiger squad who does any base stealing is Austin Jackson, who has stolen 12. Jackson is on the railing watching the game today. He's not in there, so there's no running game otherwise for the Detroit Tigers. Lilly into the windup, and the 1-2 pitch to Bosch is swung on and fouled away off to the left, out of play. Tomorrow is an off day, and then Friday night the Angels will be here. Friday night, Saturday afternoon, and Sunday afternoon. Dan Herron and Ruby De La Rosa Friday night. Chatwood and Kuroda Saturday afternoon, and then the feature matchup, Jared Weaver and Clayton Kershaw on Sunday. 1-2 pitch on the way. Slow breaking ball in there. Strike 3 called. That floated up there at 73. So Brennan Bosch caught looking, and the Tigers, having struck out 22 times in the first 2 games, start off with 2 strikeouts in the first inning. And the batter now will be Miguel Cabrera. How has it been going for Jim Leyland? Well, last night with the bases loaded, he played his trump card. They brought Cabrera in as a pinch hitter in the 6th inning, and Miguel grounded into a double play. He's hitting .323 and takes off the plate, ball 1. Brian Runge, a very deliberate call, so you really have to take an extra beat on the pitch. Of course, there was Ed Runge, Paul Runge, and now Brian. The next one swung on and missed by Miguel, and a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Cabrera has been the man, and for the last month he's been hitting about .340. The 1-1 pitch on the way to the right-hand batter, swung on, fouled at the plate. 1-2 the count. The Tigers have struck out so much, you start wondering. They have struck out now 541 times. Put it in perspective, Dodgers have struck out 505. So it's not that they strike out so often, it's just happened in this series. The 1-2 pitch, would you believe, swung on and missed, and down he goes. So the first inning was marred by Casper Wells' home run, and then Lilly strikes out the side, and at the end of half an inning, 1-0 Detroit. run leading off to give the Tigers a run. Now let's see about the Dodgers coming back after Lilly made 20 pitches, striking out the side. Aaron Miles leads off at second base, Juan Uribe at third, and Andre Ethier in right field. Matt Kemp hits clean up in center, and James Loney is at first. Marcus Thames in left field, Deanna Navarro behind the plate, Jamie Carroll the shortstop, Ted Lilly on the mound. On the mound for Detroit, and the first thing that strikes you, he is certainly big enough. It's Rick Porcello. He is 6'5", 200-pounder. He will be 22 years old 2 days after Christmas. He was signed in 2007 by the Tigers, a #1 pick. So Rick Porcello ready to go to work, trying to get rid of his last game and the memory of it. He was really knocked around by the Colorado Rockies. Porcello with a record of 6-5. He is 5-2 interleague, and his first pitch to Aaron Miles is a strike. When Porcello started against the Rockies, among other things, he walked the pitcher with the bases loaded. High chopper to third. On it is Worth across the diamond, the throw to Martinez, and just like that, Miles is thrown out. One away. Juan Uribe coming up. Let's take a look at Detroit. The Tigers spread out this way. Bosch, Wells, and Ordonez in the outfield. The infield of Worth and Peralta, Rayburn and Cabrera. Behind the plate, Victor Martinez and Rick Porcello on the mound. Porcello not only walked the pitcher with the bases loaded in Colorado, he then gave up a 3-run home run to Chris Nelson, who had not homered this season. So the Rockies scored 6 times, and that was that for Porcello. Now he's working on Juan Uribe, 1 ball and no strikes. Rick from New Jersey, and his 1-0 pitch on the way. That's a little low. Porcello was having some problems. He had lost the hop on his fastball. He knew he could throw harder, but he couldn't figure out why he wasn't. The 2-0 pitch ground foul. So they went down to the bullpen the other night here at Dodger Stadium, and what they realized, he was not getting full extension with the right arm. And as he said, that if you were playing and you needed a bat, and that's going to be a base hit to center field in front of Wells. Anyway, Porcello, after working on it, realized that he wasn't extending the arm, and he felt very comfortable going into this game. So Uribe, a 1-out single to center, and the batter now, Andre Ethier. Ethier last night got a 3-0 pitch and hit it deep to right for a home run. He was 1 for 5 last night, hitting .311, a total of 7 home runs, 36 runs batted in. Porcello, by the way, has allowed 9 home runs this year. So Rick set at the belt, comes to the plate with a good fastball, foul back, and the count 0-1. Dodgers and Tigers in a throwback Wednesday game. The Dodgers wearing their blue from Brooklyn. The Tigers bringing back memories of the 1944 ball club. Strike 1 pitch is low and away. 1-1 the count. The 1944 Dollards, the Dodgers were definitely a team to forget. They not only finished next to last, they were 42 games behind the Cardinals, who eventually beat the Browns in the World Series. 1-1 the count to Andre Ethier. Fastball foul back, 1-2. The one bright spot for the 1944 Dodgers was right fielder Fred Dixie Walker, who hit .357 to win the batting average crown. There was also a club that went on the road, a 17-game road trip, lost 16 straight, and then won the final game of the trip so they could come back to Brooklyn. I think if they had lost that one, they'd have burned the bridge. Meanwhile, Ethier, a fly ball to center. Casper Wells is out there waiting and makes the catch. So 2 down. And Matt Kemp coming up.
For the Dodgers, center fielder, number 27.
1-0 in favor of the Tigers on the home run, the leadoff home run by Casper Wells. Matt Kemp, among other things last night, stole 2 bases. So he has surpassed last year's stolen base total. and he now joins Davey Lopes, the only L.A. Dodger to hit 20 or more home runs, steal more than 20 before the All-Star break. So Matt checks in, batting .321, 20 home runs, 57 runs batted in. And the pitch to him, sliced foul into the stands off first base. 0-1 the count. Kemp fully loaded. He has just had a marvelous first half. Done everything you would want and then some. So Matt waiting. No balls and 1 strike to count. 1-0 Tigers in the first inning. Porcello ready and delivers, and he's low and inside down around the shoelaces. 1 ball and 1 strike to Matt. Hitting back of him, James Loney. Dodgers with a modest 3-game winning streak. Tigers have lost a couple thanks to the Dodgers. Porcello trying to salvage one. 6'5" right-hander out of a stretch. Off the bag at first is Uribe. The pitch to Kemp is going to go down the right field line, rolling into the corner. Chasing it is Ordonez. They are going to wave Uribe in. He is going to score, and Kemp goes to third on a triple. And the Dodgers have tied it up just like that in the first inning. So Matt Kemp triples into the right field corner to get the Dodgers even. For Matt, his second triple and his 58th run batted in. So now a 1-1 tie in the first inning. And James Loney trying to pick up Kemp and get the Dodgers out in front. Porcello came in with an earned run average slightly over 4, almost the same as Ted Lilly. So we're 1-1 in the first inning. Rick looks down to get a sign. Loney waiting. Big right hand, his first pitch, low and away. Ball 1. James Loney hitting .266. But he's been a totally different hitter in the last, over a month. Loney waiting. The next pitch is swung on, fouled away right into the Dodger dugout, and the count 1-1. Loney, since April the 26th, that's 50 games, is hitting .321. So at one time he was in the basement at 167. Now he's got a season high .266 average as Kemp comes down the line, and there's a fly ball to shallow left field. It's going to drop. Base hit, and in comes Kemp, and the Dodgers immediately take a 2-1 lead. Fly ball to left, no chance for Box to catch it. So Casper Wells hit a home run in the first inning. Lilly then struck out the side, and the Dodgers come back with 2 singles and a triple to immediately take the lead. The batter now, Marcus Thames, who once played for Detroit. He has 2 home runs, 6 RBIs, backs off on a pitch that's low. 1 ball and no strikes to Marcus. 2 for 4 Saturday night. This would be his 14th start in left field. And the 1-0 pitch is taken low. Ball 2. 2-0 to count to Marcus Thames. Dodgers 2, Tigers 1. Detroit will be glad to get home. It's been a rough trip. Colorado are now here. The 2-0 pitch on the way, and that's a strike. And the count 2-1. So Rick Porcello, who has lost his last 2, Seattle and Colorado beat him. Now the 2-1 pitch, Thames takes very high, ball 3. In that last game against Colorado, he was rudely treated. He was around for only 3 innings. Gave up 9 runs, 8 hits, walked 2, did not strike out anybody. And waiting on deck, Deanna Navarro. Thames fouls it outside at third. Tim Wallach is there to handle it. And 3-2 count. 76 degrees at the start of the game. Tigers scored on the home run. Dodgers have come right back with 2. Porcello out of a stretch. 3-2 pitch on the way. Runner going. Ground ball to short. Nice big hop for Peralta. Johnny throws him out. and that'll be that. But the Dodgers get 2 runs on 3 hits. The key, a triple by Matt Kemp into the right field corner. And at the end of an inning, Dodgers 2, Tigers 1. First inning. You know, the Tigers scored in the top of the first. Dodgers and Matt Kemp came back with 2, and she played and has just concluded, anything you can do, I can do better. So now we'll see about the Tigers trying to return the favor. Victor Martinez, then Maglio Ordonez and Johnny Peralta. Martinez, a busy man, caught the first game, played first base last night, and he's catching today. Switch hitter, batting right-handed, hitting .327, and the big man from Venezuela takes ball 1. 1-0. For the Tigers, they've lost 4 out of 5 and 2 straight here. They remain 1 game back of the Cleveland Indians. The 1-0 pitch on the way, high and away, ball 2. 2-0 the count. Ted Lilly, lifetime against Detroit, 2 wins, 4 losses. Trying to keep it going following Kershaw's overwhelming victory, and then Billingsley picked one up last night. 2-0 pitch, and that's in there for a strike. 2-1 to Victor Martinez. Martinez last night, 2 singles, went 2 for 4. First game 0 for 3. So 2 for 7 in the series. 6 home runs, 40 runs batted in. Lilly from the third base side of the rubber comes back 2-1, and that one is off the plate, way outside. Ball 3. 3-1. Martinez in and out of the box. Now big right hand batter, bent slightly at the knees and waist. And the 3-1 pitch, Lilly delivers very high, ball 4. So the Tigers now have the tying run aboard, nobody out. And Maglio Ordonez, the right fielder, coming up.
Number 30, Maglio Ordonez.
When you look at Maglio Ordonez's name, his first name, it's Maggio. His father has 1 G, and when they asked him, how come your dad has 1? He said, my father gave me the extra G for good luck. Well, it hadn't worked out right now, but he's just coming off the DL, hitting .172. The first pitch is in at the knees for a strike, 0-1. So once they get a healthy, playing every day Maglio Ordonez, once they get Brandon Inge back, he's rehabbing. Tigers figure to shape up and do a lot better than they're doing right now. Strike 1 pitch is instead a throw to first. Martinez just steps back on the bag. Victor does not have a stolen base. Remember, The league has really given Lilly a terrible time, an 82% success rate of stealing bases. The next one very high. 1 ball and 1 strike. Dodgers 2, Tigers 1, top of the 2nd inning. Lilly looks down the barrel to get a sign from Navarro. Now straightens up. And the 1-1 pitch coming up to the straight up hitter, Maglio Ordonez. Right hand batter swings right through a shoulder high pitch, and the count 1-2. Ordonez, as we said, coming off the DL. He was disabled on June the 13th against Tampa Bay, but actually he's been sidelined since about the 11th of May with a bad right ankle. Now the 1-2 pitch coming up. Lilly ready, deals again, high and away, 2-2. For Ordonez, a home run threat. He has just 1. He is 9 home runs shy of 300 during his career. So the 2-2 pitch to Ordonez. Lilly a high set at the cheekbone, back with a pitch fouled away, and the count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes to Maglio Ordonez, with Victor Martinez at first, and Ordonez just waiting at the plate. Ordonez in interleague games in his career has 148 runs batted in. He's hit as many as 38 home runs. Did that for the White Sox. 2-2 pitch to Ordonez. Swung on, and a drive to deep left field. No doubt about it. Halfway up in the pavilion. So Ted Lilly gives up his 2nd home run of the game. He is now allowed 14 home runs. And again, Nancy B. Heffley, anything you can do, I can do better. Well, Tigers got a run in the first. Dodgers came back with 2. And now the Tigers respond with their 2 to take a 3-2 lead. And we're just warming up. So just like that, Ordonez now needs 8 home runs to get to 300. And the first pitch way high and away. That's the thing with Lilly. To these right-hand hitters, he's missing very high and very much outside. The 1-0 pitch on the way is taken inside, ball 2. Ted Lilly is right up there in the active leaders of home runs allowed. Of course, number 1 is the knuckleballer Tim Wakefield. Here's the 2-0 pitch on the way. Swung on, high pop fly up into that slightly misty sky, and it's Loney making the catch for the out as Johnny Peralta pops up, 1 away. Tim Wakefield has allowed 403 home runs. Javier Vazquez 364. Livan Hernandez 340. Ted Lilly now has given up 272. The all-time leader, Jamie Moyer, who gave up a 511, passing the Hall of Famer Robin Roberts. So here's the batter now, and that's Danny Worth, and he takes ball 1. Tigers lead 3-2, top of the 2nd inning. Lilly into his windup. Ted comes back 1-0, and that's whacked to left, but foul going upstairs. Foul just about the time it left home plate. So 1-1 the count to Danny Worth. Worth finished up last night and struck out in his only at bat. Played the first game and went 0 for 3. Danny hitting 360, shows bunt, fouls it back to the screen, and the count 1-2. So Wells and Ordonez have homered. Kemp has tripled, and it's 3-2 Detroit, and we're only in the top of the 2nd inning. Ted very deliberate, waiting on Worth. Danny hitting 8th in the Tiger lineup. Porcello on deck. And the 1-2 pitch coming up. Lilly delivers, and that's fouled away. Dodgers trying to hold on and trying to keep Book, but they're now down. They've hit 56, but they've given up 64 home runs. So they were in the red by 8. The 1-2 pitch on the way is a breaking ball low. 2-2 the count to Danny Worth. Worth had a pretty good game about 10 days ago against Texas. He had 3 RBIs. That was a career high. He was called back up from AAA Toledo the end of May. 2-2 pitch to Danny Worth. Swung on and missed. Down he goes. That would be strikeout number 4 for Ted Lilly. It also means 26 Tigers have bitten the dust so far, and we're only in the second inning of the final game. Rick Porcello coming up. Porcello was 1 for 4. Struck out once. Porcello, pretty good athlete. See what he does with the bat. In his young career, he's hitting 300. He backs off and the pitch is low, ball 1. Not only hitting 300, he has a couple of RBIs, 1 sacrifice in the young career where he's had to go up there and hit. 1-0 pitch, he holds up. They look down at first. Dana DeMuth says no swing. And 2 balls and no strikes to Rick Porcello. At 6'5", he certainly gives Lilly a very good strike zone. The 2-0 pitch, fastball, and he tried to get the outside corner and missed. 3-0 the count. Lilly ready, and his 3-0 pitch, and that is in for a strike. 3-1. On deck, Casper Wells, who led up the ball game with a home run. Lilly working quickly and comes right back. 3-1, and that's foul back. 3-2 to Rick Porcello out of West Orange, New Jersey. Here comes a 3-2 pitch on the way. Swung on, fouled away. Interesting, the other night when Kershaw was on his tear, I believe the Tigers swung 22 times and missed during the game. No foul balls. Lilly's fastball is foul back. So Porcello might be rusty with the bat, but he's hanging in there. He's making Lilly work. And they're stuck at 3-2. For Lilly, this has been a tough inning. Made 20 pitches in the first inning. This will be his 28th pitch here in the second inning. Porcello waits. Lilly to the windup, and his 3-2 pitch swung on and fouled away. Lilly, coming into the ball game in 86 innings, had struck out 60. He has picked up 4 already, trying to get the ball by Porcello. Here's the 3-2 pitch, chased and missed. That might very well have been ball 4. Instead, Porcello becomes the 5th strikeout victim. However, at the end of an inning and a half, Detroit 3, Dodgers 2. Prime Ticket is brought to you by Jack in the Box. Get the new Bourbon Barbecue Steak Grilled Sandwich at participating restaurants. And by your Southern California Ford dealers. Visit us today and trade up to Ford. 3-2 in favor of Detroit on this warm summer's day. It was 76 at game time. The Tigers have had Casper Wells hit a solo home run. Maglio Ordonez a home run with a man aboard, and the 2 home runs have given them 3-2 lead. Dodgers had Matt Kemp's triple, drive in 1. He scored 1. So Lilly is down 3-2, and that was a very tough inning. He made 29 pitches, 9 to Rick Porcello, the Detroit pitcher. And the first pitch in for a strike to Deonna Navarro. Navarro, the switch hitter, hitting .203 as a left-hand batter. And the next pitch to Deonna, that one is off the plate. 1 ball and 1 strike the count. A.J. Ellis played last night. Navarro played in the first game. He had a double and a walk. 2 for 3. Deonna swings, grounds it foul outside of third down the line. So 1-2 to Deonna Navarro. Remember, tomorrow the off day, and then Friday night Mike Scioscia will bring his ball club in. The Angels over in the American League are in third place in the West, 4 games out of first place. Pitches swung on and missed, picked up by Martinez, out recorded at first, and down goes Navarro, 1 away. Say, a reminder, you know, the 4th of July. Enjoy America's favorite pastime and the best fireworks show in the city. Compliments of Bank of America. All fans will be invited onto the field following the game to watch the show, enjoy patriotic themed music. For tickets, visit Dodgers.com/promotions or call 866-DODGERS. 1 away, second inning, Jamie Carroll checking in at the plate. Jamie batting .305. Looks at the first pitch, pays a strike, 0-1. He's had 4 hits in a game 3 times this year. In Chicago against the White Sox, against Cincinnati, and Colorado. All 3 of those 4-hit games on the road as he takes a pitch that misses. 1 ball and 1 strike to Jamie. Hitting .305 and hitting .320 against right-hand pitchers. He punches one on the ground to Rayburn on the right side, and Ryan throws him out. So 2 down in the second inning. Tigers lead the Dodgers 3-2, and Ted Lilly coming up. Lilly with the bat is 1 for 26. The only thing in his favor, 28 plate appearances, and he has only struck out 6 times. Ted, left-hand batter as he pitches, ready to check in. Aaron Miles on deck. 2 out, second inning, 3-2 in favor of Detroit. Rick Porcello over the top. Good fastball in for a strike. 0-1 to count. He has not hit a high number on the gun. He's been right at 90 most of the time. Comes right back with another fastball low and a 1 ball, 1 strike count. So despite the fact he was talking about arm extension, etc., we haven't really seen the fastball higher than 90. Next one is fouled outside of third, and the count 1-2. Porcello, certainly in Major League Baseball terms, just a baby. 22 years old. On the 27th of December. The 1-2 pitch is swung on, fouled away. When you look at Porcello, among other things this year, things that he has reduced from last year, right-hand hitters hitting only in the 220s. Last year they hit in the 270s. What has bothered him are the top 2 hitters. Here's the 1-2 pitch, waved at and missed. Down goes Lilly, looking every inch a pitcher at the plate. Porcello strikes out 2, and at the end of 2, 3-2 Detroit. Detroit, as we go to the top of the third inning, Penrod and Sam are here with us, taking in the game. It'll be Casper Wells, Ryan Rayburn, and then Brennan Bosch in that order. Wells homered, leading off the game against Ted Lilly, bringing back memories of Lilly pitching against the Houston Astros. And on the first pitch to Michael Bourne, Bourne hit a home run. Well, Casper did the same thing in his first shot as a leadoff man. Austin Jackson led off the first two games. So Wells at the plate, hitting .263. Lilly ready, delivers. First ball swung on and popped up, foul ground, and Deanna Navarro makes the catch for the out. Boy, those glasses that Deanna is wearing really glistening in the sun. But because of them, those glasses are, I guess, what you used to call driving glasses. They're kind of orange, it seemed like. And boy, when the sun hit them, second only to Little Orphan Annie. One away, and here's Ryan Rayburn. Rayburn struck out in the first inning. Tigers are at their old habits. They struck out 11 in game one, struck out 11 more times last night, and they have struck out 5 times in 2 1/3 innings today, much to the annoyance, I'm sure, of Jim Leyland. Strike one pitch on the way. Swung on and missed. 0-2. Of course, for Jim Leyland, he has seen just about everything this game has to offer. 3,088 games he has managed. He has won over 1,500, and he's been manager of the year 4 times. Strike two pitch is fouled away, though Rayburn is still there. Ryan hitting make it 207. 6 home runs, 25 runs batted in, so he's been struggling. As Ryan said, they always misspell his name. Correctly spelled R-A-B-U-R-N, but they stick E's in there and Y's. He fouls another one back. Usually on the nameplate above his locker when he first joins a new ball club. Of course, that happens to a lot of players, not only with the nameplate over the locker, but equipment, gloves, and bats. 0-2 to Ryan Rayburn. The strike two pitch on the way, swung on, hammered foul down the line, still 0-2. Of course, there was a famous name in American politics not too long ago, Sam Rayburn, but his name was R-A-Y-B-U-R-N. 0-2 the count to Ryan Rayburn. Strike two pitch on the way. Lilly deals, and that bounces on the plate. 1-2 the count. Tigers had Casper Wells lead off for a home run in the first inning. Dodgers came back. Uribe singled. Kemp tripled him home. Loney singled home Kemp. So then Detroit came back. A leadoff walk to Martinez and a home run by Maglio Ordonez. And it's 3-2 Detroit. The 1-2 pitch is swung on, lifted off to the right out of play. Loney over to take a look, but no chance. Ball hits the concrete and kangaroos back about 15 rows. Don't forget, the Angels are here starting Friday night, Saturday afternoon, Sunday afternoon. Dan Herron and Ruby De La Rosa Friday night. Tyler Chatwood, Hiroki Kuroda Saturday afternoon, and then Jared Weaver and Clayton Kershaw Sunday. Breaking ball is swung on and missed. Rayburn strikes out a second time. It's really hard to believe. That's a half a dozen more strikeouts. 28 strikeouts in 2 games plus 2 2/3 innings. However, they are leading 3-2 as Rayburn disappears into the shadows, and Brennan Bosch, all 6'6" of him, checks in at the plate. The pride of Santa Monica. Brennan swings at the first pitch, hits it into left center deep, but on his horse to play it off the wall is Marcus Thames. Into second base with the double goes Bosch. So Brennan Bosch doubles the other way, hitting the wall in left center. And the batter will be Miguel Cabrera. So Bosch had 2 singles last night, a double today. Brennan talking about growing up in Santa Monica and how many times his dad would take him to Dodger Stadium to see a lot of ball games. And now here he is and doing a great job. So Bosch at second, and Cabrera takes off speed and away. Ball 1. 1-0. Miguel Cabrera, what a player. 7 straight years he's had at least 100 RBIs. Each year he's hit in double figures for home runs. 6 of the 7 better than 30. 1 year 26. Swings right through the pitch and the count 1-1. Cabrera from Venezuela is a big man, 6'2" and about 240 pounds. And he is such a very consistent hitter when he's playing every day. Right hand batter waiting, 1-1 the count. Lilly out of a stretch, comes right back to him, and Cabrera takes, and that's low. His average doesn't vary. 326 the first 3 innings, 325 the middle 3 innings, 325 the final 3 innings. Just a wonderful player. 28 years old, trying to pick up Bosch. The 2-1 pitch, Miguel takes a late breaker in for a strike. It was only about 70 miles an hour. It looked like he was going to miss away, and at the last minute, as the scouts talk about late life, that dipped in. 2-2 the count to Miguel Cabrera. 3-2 in favor of Detroit. Brennan Bosch at second base with 2 out. Lilly very deliberate now in the 2-2 pitch to Cabrera, and Ted delivers, fastball fouled away. In looking at the past to perhaps determine the present, Cabrera came into the game 3 for 8 with a home run against Lilly, but he struck out in the first inning, so he's 3 for 9. 2-2 the count to Cabrera, who has only struck out 40 times this year, so he is something. 2-2 pitch coming up, and Cabrera fouls that away. Well, Lilly does not need a long battle with any individual hitter. He made 20 pitches in the first inning, and he made 29 pitches in the second inning to give him 65 in the game. And what had to be maddening, he made 9 pitches to Rick Porcello before he could strike him out. 2-2 the count to Miguel Cabrera. Bosch a good lead at second, and the 2-2 pitch on the way. Cabrera shies away a pitch up and in. Ball 3. 3-2 the count. So Lilly making a lot of pitches. He's only in the third inning, averaging better than 20 pitch an inning. 3-2 pitch coming up to Cabrera with Bosch at second and 2 down. Dodgers down by 1. Tigers lead 3-2. Here comes Lilly, and the fastball lifted to right field and deep. Back goes Ethier to the track. The ball leaps up and cannot get it, and Cabrera hits it out to right field. It is 5-2 in favor of Detroit, and that's the 3rd home run that Ted Lilly has given up. So Cabrera, with that marvelous swing and strength and ability to make contact, homers to right field. So Ted Lilly, who came into the game having allowed 12, has now allowed 15. And the Tigers lead 5-2. Up went the glove of Andre Ethier, and it came down empty, as the ball just did clear the wall, but that's all you need. So Cabrera gets 5s in the dugout. Tigers lead handily 5-2 for Cabrera, his 15th home run. 5 runs, 4 hits for Detroit, 2 runs, 3 hits for the Dodgers. So Cabrera hits a home run. That is not news, certainly not in Detroit, as Martinez takes high, ball 1. 5 runs, 4 hits. So they've had 3 home runs and a double. Lilly into the windup in the 1-0 pitch, and Martinez takes a high strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. Of course, the catcher's close to 6'3". Meanwhile, Cabrera in the dugout, talking to his teammates, enjoying the moment for sure. The 1-1 pitch is stroked towards center. Kemp coming up is going to have to play it on a bounce. So Martinez with a walk and now a single. And the batter will be Maglio Ordonez. And Ordonez homered in the second inning. Tigers have had home runs, a leadoff home run by Casper Wells, second inning home run by Ordonez with Martinez aboard, and a third inning home run by Cabrera with Bosch aboard. So now Martinez at first with the single, and here's Maglio Ordonez. 2 home runs, 7 RBIs. Lilly's fastball is swung on, and that's hit in the air to left center and deep. However, Kemp says he'll take care of it, and does. However, Detroit scores 2 more, and at the end of 2.5 innings, Tigers 5, Dodgers 2. Five to 2 on muscle. 3 home runs by Wells, Ordonez, and Cabrera. Dodgers now will have Aaron Miles, Juan Uribe, and Andre Ethier against a well-fortified Rick Porcello. Miles grounded out in the first inning. Inside into the ball game as Miles takes ball 1. When Miguel Cabrera was up there and the count went to 3-2, he fouled off 2 pitches before hitting the home run. The Tigers, and this is really interesting, the Tigers have already fouled off as many pitches, 19, in 3 innings against Lilly, as they did in 9 innings against Kershaw. Shows you what a good fastball can do, plus that great curve. 2-1 meanwhile, the count to Aaron Miles. Lilly in 3 innings has made 71 pitches. Porcello ready, and his 2-1 pitch. Miles grounds it to the right side. Nice hop for Rayburn, who makes the play. 1 away. You know, the Angels will be here this weekend, and after the game on Friday, enjoy Friday night fireworks presented by Pizza Hut. And before the game on Saturday, join us for On-Field Photo Day to take pictures with your favorite Dodgers. Go to Dodgers.com/promotions or call 866-DODGERS. Juan Uribe checking in, 1 out in the 3rd inning, and Porcello gets a strike in the count 0-1. 5 runs, 5 hits for the Tigers, 3 home runs, plus a double and a single. The strike 1 pitch down and away. Uribe hitting .218, 4 home runs, 23 runs batted in. Porcello turns and comes back 1-1, fastball and a high fly ball to right. Ordonez is there. Maglio waits and makes the catch. And we have 2 down in the 3rd inning.
Right fielder.
Dodgers 6.5 games behind front-running Arizona. And Detroit will go home to play Arizona, or is it Colorado? We'll check. One or the other figuring very prominently in the American League West. Colorado is 2.5 behind Arizona. So 2 out. Andre Ethier skied to center in the first inning. Andre 0 for 1. Outfield very deep, slight gap in right center, and the first pitch well inside, ball 1. Tigers will go home, spend the weekend playing Arizona. And they'll retire Sparky Anderson's jersey on Sunday. The pitch in for a strike, 1-1. They're playing and wearing a small patch on the sleeve, a black patch, and the number 11 for George. 1-1 pitch on the way, fouled off to the left, out of play, 1-2. Sparky Anderson, who first began his career with the Dodgers, eventually made it to the big leagues briefly with the Phillies for 1 year, and then became one of the great managers to win the World Series in 2 different leagues, Cincinnati and Detroit. The 1-2 pitch on the way. Ethier shies off. It's inside. 2-2 the count. Rick Porcello trying to win his 7th. He is 5-2 in interleague play, and the pitch to Ethier slapped foul off to the left, out of play. Porcello with a little 2-game losing streak. He has pitched pretty well on the road. 4 wins and 2 losses. 2-2 the count. Porcello comes back, and it is swung on, fouled at the plate, and Ethier is still there. Andre got a little bit. Foul ball on the right foot. Not quite ready. 5 runs, 5 hits for Detroit. 2 runs, 3 hits for the Dodgers, with 2 out, bottom of the 3rd. Dodgers have won 3 out of 5 in interleague play. The Tigers have lost 6 out of 8. Now the 2-2 pitch to Andre Ethier is taken just off the plate. Boy, that was close. 3-2 the count to Andre. Porcello, both feet on the rubber, turns ready, in the 3-2 fastball popped up to short, and it'll be Johnny Peralta, and that'll be that. That means 7 in a row retired by Porcello, and at the end of 3, 5-2 Detroit. Ticket is brought to you by El Pollo Loco. Now for only $5, get one of our 5 tasty combos. They're the combos other combos wish they could be. Catch them before they're gone. By Corona, who invites you to find your beach. And by Time Warner Cable. Fourth inning, Tigers lead the Dodgers 5-2 on home runs. Johnny Peralta followed by Danny Wirth and then Rick Porcello. Throwback Wednesday it is. Each team wearing uniforms from 1944, and a forgettable year really for both teams. The off-speed pitch is high to Peralta, 1 ball and 1 strike. The Dodgers in 1944 finished 42 games out of first place, trailing the St. Louis Cardinals haplessly and hopelessly. The 1-1 pitch on the way, and that's high, ball 2. And the 1944 Detroit Tigers will forever be remembered for heartbreak. The Tigers lost the pennant to the St. Louis Browns on the last day of the 1944 season, and they lost it with a 27-game winner on the mound, Dizzy Trout. Pitch outside, and the count goes to 2-2. The Tigers lost to the Washington Senators. The Browns were beating the Yankees, so the Browns met the Cardinals, and the Cardinals won in the World Series. 2-2 pitch on the way is swung on, a drive to left. Marcus Thames going over and backhands it on the run. So Johnny Peralta a long out to left field. Time to let everybody put a thinking cap on, and here's the question. Ex-Tiger Kirk Gibson is the Dodgers' last National League MVP back in that wonderful year of 1988. Who's the Tigers' last American League MVP? Well, we'll give you the answer in a little while. We're also has the opportunity now to say hello to all the good folks in Detroit and on the Tiger Network. Haven't been back there since 1984 with the World Series, believe it or not. 1 ball and no strikes, the count to Danny Wirth, who struck out in the second inning. The home of Ernie Harwell, God bless him. The 1-0 pitch on the way, that finds outside. 2-0 the count to Wirth. Tigers flex their muscles, although they paid the price. They've struck out 28 times in the 3 games, but today they've had 3 home runs. The 2-0 pitch by Lilly, and that dives in there for a strike. They had Casper Wells lead off the game with a home run. Then Maglio Ordonez, a 2-run home run in the second, and Miguel Cabrera, a 2-run home run in the third. 2-1 pitch, that's in there for a strike, 2-2. Talking about the Dodgers in that dreadful 1944 season, they went on a road trip and lost 16 straight, and then finally won the final game of the 17. So you folks in Detroit, maybe the Tigers having a little trouble on this road trip, but it is nothing like what happened to the Brooklyn Dodgers. Meanwhile, with Wirth striking out, that is the 7th strikeout in this game for Ted Lilly. 29 Tigers have struck out in the series. And now Rick Porcello, who struck out in the second inning, but he made Ted Lilly really work. And he fouls it away, which is exactly what he did in his other at-bat. Rick had a 9-pitch at-bat. Came to Detroit out of New Jersey, Seton Hall Prep. And there's a connection with the Dodgers and that area in New Jersey. Strike 1 pitch, that's a little high, 1-1. Remember the Rifleman on television? Remember Chuck Connors? Sure. Well, Chuck played briefly for the Dodgers. He went to Seton Hall University. The 1-1 pitch is swung on and missed, and the count 1-2 to Rick. Brings up that very nice strike zone at 6-5. Of course, Porcello, in a sense, is a chip off the old block. Here's the 1-2 pitch on the way, and that's high. Porcello's grandfather, Sam Denty, was on that 1954 Cleveland Indian club that won 111 games. Sam played against the Giants in that series. The pitch swung on and missed. He had 3 at-bats. His grandfather walked and scored a run, but that was the World Series famous for the Willie Mays catch. And at the end of 3.5, 5-2 Detroit. Fourth inning. By the way, the trivia question, remember, about the American League MVP, Kirk Gibson, was for the Dodgers in '88. And who was the Tigers' last American League MVP? Willie Hernandez, in that 1984 club that went on to win the World Series. As a reliever, he was outstanding. In 1984, Willie Hernandez was in his first year with Detroit, and he put up amazing numbers. 9-3, an ERA of 1.9. He had 33 save opportunities, and Willie saved 32. No wonder he was the MVP. So in the bottom of the fourth inning, Matt Kemp, followed by James Loney and then Marcus Thames. 5 runs, 5 hits for Detroit, 3 home runs, 2 runs, 3 hits for the Dodgers. Matt tripled in one and scored the other. So Porcello ready to work on Matt Kemp. First pitch fouled away. Matt, I think, got a little bit on his foot. Remember last night, it took him a while after fouling a ball, and that probably struck the same spot. But it didn't slow him down last night. It took him a while to walk it off, and then remember, he stole second and stole third in the 7th inning. Oh, and 1 the count. Matt still not quite ready. Plants that right foot on the back line, which has long since disappeared. Check swing. I'm not sure if the gun is stuck or what, but it seems like every time we look up to check the pitch from Rick Porcello, it's 90. 1 ball and 1 strike. That's low. Kemp, Loney, and Thames. If anybody gets on, Navarro. 4th inning, 5-2 Tigers. 2-1 pitch on the way, sliced to right field, and that's going to land in front of Ordonez. So Matt Kemp with a base hit to right opens up the 4th inning, and Matt is 2 for 2, and the batter will be James Loney. 2 runs, 4 hits for the Dodgers against Porcello. James Loney single to left field to drive in Kemp in the 1st inning. Tigers 5, Dodgers 2. We're in the bottom of the 4th inning. Dan Herron, Ruby De La Rosa, Friday night, Dodgers and Angels. Ball 1. Saturday afternoon, Tyler Chatwood and Hiroki Kuroda. And then Sunday, a marquee matchup. And that would be Jared Weaver and Clayton Kershaw. 1 ball and no strikes. After that Sunday game with the Angels, the Dodgers go out to Minnesota, come back to go to Anaheim to play the Angels. Ball 2. And then after Anaheim, the Dodgers then have a 4-game series with the Mets, followed by a weekend series with San Diego, and then the All-Star break. Kemp inching off first, held on by Miguel Cabrera. 2-0 the count to James Loney. And that's ball 3. Rick Porcello leading in the game, but he hadn't gone the required 5. There goes Kemp, and the throw down, he has stolen it. So on a 3-0 count, and it was a strike at the plate, Loney taken all the way. Matt was still able to steal, so he has now stolen 21 bases out of 24 tries. The remarkable Matt Kemp. So he is indeed a one-man gang out there. As we used to say, he's a team photo. last night he stole second, and then for good measure he stole third. Loney has a look and takes a walk. So now Marcus Thames coming up, representing the tying run. You know, voting's underway for the All-Star game in Phoenix. You can send your favorite Dodger to the All-Star game. You can vote up to 25 times at Dodgers.com. Visit Dodgers.com/vote. Cast your ballot now for the All-Star game. Vote today at Dodgers.com/vote. I don't know why. It just bothers me. I mean, it sounds like the old gags about Chicago politics and all that. Vote 25 times. I mean, okay, I guess. But, two on, nobody out. Marcus Thames grounded to short in the first inning. Marcus played for Detroit. In fact, there was one year he had 8 hits for the Tigers, and all 8 hits were home runs. Dodgers would love to see him turn that around. That was back in 2008 when he did it. So 2 on, nobody out, and ball 1. And looking at Porcello's numbers, he came into the game having given up 9 home runs. Marcus Thames is certainly a power hitter. He has 2 home runs, half a dozen runs batted in. Marcus, big boy at 6'2" and 220. And that's low. So Porcello struggling now. Single to Kemp, who stole second on a 3-0 pitch. Then Jim Leyland saw him walk Loney, and now behind 2-0 to Thames. The 2-0 pitch to Marcus. Swung on and whacked down the left field line. Base hit. Over to get it is Bosch. Kemp will score easily, stopping at second is Loney, and it's 5-3 Detroit. So Marcus Thames, who might have been signed by the Yankees but came up really with the Tigers in 2004, and he was with them with a few turns in Toledo through 09. And Marcus, a line drive single to cash in Matt Kemp. So the Tiger lead is 5-3. First and second for the Dodgers. Now the batter will be Diana Navarro. And of course, you can understand Don Mattingly looking ahead to think about Ted Lilly's spot. The pitch is bunted. Good sacrifice. The out has to be recorded at first. So Navarro gets the bunt down to move second and third with 1 out. Bring up Jamie Carroll. Stay out of the double play, they hope. And they'll also have a pinch hitter available to bat for Ted Lilly, and it would be Trent Olson, the left-hand hitter. So the Dodgers now down by 2, and they have the tying runs at second and third. There's activity in the Tiger bullpen as Porcello led 5-2. So here's Carroll, grounded out in the second inning. Porcello ready and deal. And a strike. Jamie Carroll 0 for 1, batting .303, 8 runs batted in. Charlie Furbish down in the bullpen, throwing for Detroit. No balls and 1 strike to count to Jamie Carroll. He holds up, but it's going to cost him a strike anyway. 0-2 the count to Jamie Carroll. Porcello trying to put him away. Carroll has struck out only 32 times while walking 26. So the Dodgers hoping he can make contact. Porcello trying to blow him away. 0-2. And Jamie fouling it off. Still 0-2. In the Dodger bullpen, Kenley Jansen is warming up, and Trent Olson on deck ready to bat for Lilly. 5-3 Detroit. Dodgers at second and third, and 1 out in the 4th inning. time for the moment. Jamie backs out. Loney down the line from third. Thames the tying run at second. It's 5-3 Detroit. Now Martinez not on the same page with Porcello, so they'll have a little meeting. Jamie Carroll trying to get somebody home. Jamie with 8 runs batted in. We were talking earlier about the fact that Clayton Kershaw was remarkable in getting something like 22 swings and misses without contact. Porcello has had only 2, another foul ball. So he's not striking out people. Porcello struck out Navarro and the pitcher Ted Lilly for his only 2 strikeouts. And Carroll certainly trying to make contact here. Infield is back. They will give up a run to get an out. 0-2. And low and inside after working the outside part of the plate. 1-2 the count. Porcello has made 67 pitches thus far. Loney and Thames out there, 1 out. 1-2 the count to Jamie Carroll. Fastball fouled away. That was 89, so the gun can go lower. It seems to be hung on 90. Well, Jim Leyland, of course, he has a lot at stake with pitchers like Porcello. Young, proven to be winners, and if he's going to catch Cleveland, he needs great stuff from them. 1-2. Again, low and inside. Jamie showing great discipline. Wow, with 2 strikes to take that pitch. 2-2 the count. Then again at 37, Jamie has certainly been through the wars. 2-2 the count. Off speed, fly ball into right field. Ordonez will make the catch. Both runners tag. Coming to the plate is Loney. He's going to be out at the plate. Yep. I was waiting for Brian Runge to give me a sign. I assume he hollered to the team. So Ordonez throws out Loney, trying to score on the fly ball. Dodgers wind up with 1. Take another look at the play. And I'm looking for the right arm of Runge, and there it is. Good block by Victor Martinez. Loney had nowhere to go, and it is 5-3 Detroit. Is Victor Martinez, who made a good job of handling Maglio Ordonez's throw to the plate and blocking the plate at the same time. What he was interested in doing is Loney was coming in to slide like a goalie. He was going to deflect Loney as a goalie would deflect the putt. He could tell as Loney was coming down the line that he was not going to try and knock him over. He was trying to hook slide away. And Martinez holding on. Loney out at the plate. And we go to the 5th inning. Lilly giving up the bunt foul to Casper Wells. 5-3 Detroit. Casper Wells homered in the 1st inning, fouled out in the 3rd. Five runs, 5 hits for Detroit. 3 runs, 5 hits for the Dodgers. Foul back, 0-2. Down in the Dodger bullpen, Mike McDougal begins to throw. McDougal, you may remember, made 2 pitches to save the Dodgers bacon last night. And a high fly ball to left center appears playable as the outfielders converge, and that counts for the catch, 1 away. Last night, Mike McDougal had a tough assignment, came in with 1 out and the bases loaded in the 6th inning. And on the 2nd pitch to Miguel Cabrera, he had the big first baseman ground into a double play. So now Ryan Rayburn has struck out twice. Tigers, at their old habit in this series, have struck out 8 times. Fouled away. So they have struck out 30 times in about 2.5 games. But they're leading in this one 5-3. Dodgers have won 3 in a row. Tigers have lost 2 in a row and 4 out of 5. Tigers a good home team. They're 8 games above 500 at home, 22-14. They are 4 under, however, on the road, but they're going home to get well and remain 1 back of the Indians. And that's a pop fly into shallow right. Miles goes out there. 2 out in the 5th inning, and Brennan Bosch coming up. Remember, Lilly is due to lead off in the 5th inning, and that's very questionable. For Lilly, getting the ball up, he has either struck out the hitters, given up a home run or a base hit, or a ball hit in the air. So they haven't hit a ground ball yet. They've hit 3 home runs. Bosch struck out and then hit the left center field wall, and he's turned around. Ball 1. Brennan Bosch. Remind you, we mentioned the other night, Hieronymus Bosch, the famous painter. If you see one of his paintings, you will never forget what he draws. And a fly ball down the right field line, right down the line, and goes foul. Brennan Bosch is 6'6", 210 pounds. Went to the University of California at Berkeley. Teammate then and teammate now of pitcher Daniel Schlereth. Brennan, 26 years old, signed by the Tigers 5 years ago. Fastball pop foul off to the left. 1-2. Michael Connolly has a famous detective, if you like detective stories. I do, and I find Connolly terrific. And his lead detective, his name is Hieronymus Bosch. One and two. Big curveball, pull foul. Bosch earlier in the year had a 10-game hitting streak. He had a big game against Texas. 5 hits, 2 home runs, and 5 RBIs 10 days ago. 1-2 to count to Brennan. And pulls that breaking ball. Big and strong. That breaking ball was going away from him, and he was still able to pull it. How strong? Well, it was effortless to watch him in the 3rd inning when he hit the ball in the air off the left center field wall. He has 10 home runs, 38 runs batted in, and promptly hits one into center for a base hit. So Bosch 2 for 3, a single and a double. Last night he had 2 hits, so he's had 4 hits in the 2 games in which he has played. He did not play against Kershaw. And now the great Miguel Cabrera struck out, hit a 2-run home run in the 3rd inning. Miguel Cabrera and Hank Greenberg are the only 2 Tigers in history to finish with at least 45 doubles, 35 home runs, 120 RBIs in a single season. We'll tell you more about Miguel, but that'll be all for Lily. They will bring in Mike McDougald, and we'll be back. Dodgers 5-3. Miguel Cabrera came up with Bosch at second base in the 3rd inning and hit his 15th home run of the year. And there was no doubt about it. Just as soon as he made contact, that was out of there, although a leaping try by Andre Ethier. However, now Cabrera hooks up against Mike McDougald. And remember, McDougald fed him a double play ball last night when Miguel was a pinch hitter. We were talking about how good Cabrera is. We go to those big numbers, which is what Hank Greenberg did. Miguel did it last year. Greenberg did it 3 times in his magnificent career with Detroit. Miguel Cabrera hitting .324, 15 home runs, 50 runs batted in. Fouled away. Cabrera also finished with at least 300 total bases for the 3rd time. Only the 4th Tiger to do it in at least 3 years. The others, Hank Greenberg, Harry Heilman, and Charlie Gehringer. 0-1 to count to Cabrera. 1-1. Ted Lilly came out having made 98 pitches, and we've always talked about it. It's a thing no one keeps track of, but we try to do it because it appears to be so important. Ted Lilly sitting back in the shadows. He made 98 pitches. There were 27 foul balls by the Tigers. 27. And that took its toll. And now he's down 5-3. Top of the fifth. And ground ball base hit into left field. Well, Cabrera hit into the double play against McDougal last night. Now he singles to left.
Catcher number 41, Victor Martinez.
And Victor Martinez coming up. So with 2 out, singles by Bosch and Cabrera. Bosch at second base belongs to Lilly. 5 runs so far charged against Ted. Martinez, the switch hitter, walked and singled, and he means a great deal to Detroit. He'll catch one day, play first base the other day, switch and hit from either side of the plate. Pretty handy guy to have around. And a strike. He also showed his skills as a catcher, using his leg to block the sliding James Loney. He was not particularly sharp playing first base last night, but he got away with it. 0-1 to Victor. In the dirt. 1-1. When the Dodgers come up in the 5th inning, if they bat for McDougal, they had Kenley Jansen throwing in the pen earlier. There's no one throwing now. Tigers got a run in the 1st inning. Dodgers came back with 2. Then Detroit scored 2 more in the 2nd, 2 more in the 3rd. Dodgers got 1 in the 4th and had another cut down at the plate. So it's 5-3 Tigers with 2 out in the 5th inning. 1-1. Fastball, and that's drilled into right center field. That will score Bosch easily. They'll stop Cabrera on a long single by Victor Martinez. That run is charged to Lilly, so he can close the book on him. He's charged with giving up 6 runs, 6 hits, walked 1, struck out 8. And McDougal now has given up 2 hits and a run. And the batter will be Maglio Ordonez. So the Tigers answering back after losing the first 2. Ordonez, 2-run home run, and grounds this. Fair ball, long throw on the money for the 3rd out. 3 hits with 2 outs give the Tigers an extra run, and at the end of 4.5 innings, 6-3 Detroit. Dodgers 6-3 as we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. And the Dodgers will go to the bench. Tony Gwynn has come out on deck. He would bat for McDougal, who came in to get the last out for Lilly. So it'll be Gwynn, followed by Miles, and then Uribe against Rick Porcello. Porcello has allowed 3 runs, 5 hits, and he had a runner thrown out of the plate on that great combination play by Maglio Ordonez to the catcher Victor Martinez. McDougal made 7 pitches, made 2 pitches last night. Tony Gwynn hitting .217. Ball 1. Gwynn, by the way, has done a very good job coming off the bench. 5 for 15 with a run batted in. And he hits a little looper into right center for a base hit. So Tony doing a very, very good job in the role as a pinch hitter. Singles to right, and that'll bring up Aaron Miles. You know, the 8 greatest moments in All-Star Game history going head-to-head to determine which is the most memorable of all time. Go to MLB.com/moments. You can vote now for your favorite classic and moment, and then tune into the All-Star Game Tuesday, July 12th. That's 5 p.m. on Fox. Find out what moment won, and then who wins between the National and the American League. Aaron Miles grounded to third, grounded to second, 0 for 2. Juan Uribe on deck. For the second time today, Kenley Jansen is up and getting ready to pitch the 6th inning. Oh and 1 the count to Aaron Miles. Gwynn drawing a throw. Tony has stolen 5 out of 7. Tigers scored 1 in the first, 2 in the second, 2 in the third, 1 in the 5th for their 6. Dodgers scored 2 in the first, 1 in the 4th for their 3. 0 and 1. Fastball grounded into left field. So just like that, the Dodgers had first and second and nobody out in the 4th inning, and they come right back in the 5th inning. First and second on base hits by Miles and Gwynn. Jim Leyland has had a very, very difficult series, and he's going to send his pitching coach Rick Knapp out to the mound. By the way, you see Jim Leyland, alongside of him is his third base coach Gene Lamont. But technically, Jim Leyland does not have a bench coach. After managing over 3,000 games, after being manager of the year 4 times, he's the captain. Lamont is basically his third base coach. Rick Knapp is his pitching coach. But Jim does it all and does it so very, very well. Right now, the Dodgers with 2 on, nobody out. Charlie Furbish, the left-hander. Al Albuquerque is throwing in the pen. He's a right-hander. So Leland, I'm sure, trying to nurse Porcello through 5 innings to help to get a win. Remember, the young, talented right-hander has lost 2 in a row. So here is Uribe with Andre Ethier on deck. 2 on, nobody out. 6-3 Detroit. And that's ball 1. Gwynn and Miles taking their leads. 1 ball and no strikes to Juan Uribe. A line drive, short hop, juggled, fed for 1 for a double play. So Uribe hits into his 10th double play, and you couldn't ask him to hit the ball any harder, but it was one of those atom balls. So 2 down. It was hot enough to be juggled by Rayburn, but they still got 2. So 4-6-3 double play slows down everything. Gwynn is now at third, 2 out, and Andre Ethier coming up. Andre Ethier flied to center, popped to short. Ball 1. Ethier hitting .309, 7 home runs, 36 runs batted in. 1-1. And a little fly ball could be trouble. It's going to drop. And the Dodgers get a run. They've been doing that to the Tigers throughout the 3-game series. A little flare here, a little flare there, a little nubber up along third. And it has helped them win the first 2. So Ethier, a little dunker, and that makes it 6-4 Detroit. So Tony Gwynn, who led the inning with a base hit, brings in the run. 6-4 Detroit. Only in the 5th inning, and now here's Matt Kemp. And of course Kemp representing the tying run in all of Detroit, holding its breath. Matt tripled to right and singled to right. So he's gone the other way with Porcello. Ball 1. 6 runs, 8 hits for Detroit. 3 of those 8 hits home run. For the Dodgers, 4 runs, 8 hits, 1 triple, 7 singles. And there's a shot up the middle for a base hit. However, for Porcello, he kept it in the ballpark, and the batter will be James Loney, but Porcello is just hanging on now.
First baseman number 7, James Loney.
The double play was hit so hard, and here comes Leland, so that's enough. Porcello could not go the required 5. He has staggered here in the 5th inning. Uribe hitting a line drive, 1 hopper for a double play, and there have been the singles by Gwynn, Miles, Ethier, and Kemp. Charlie Furbish, a left-hander, called in. Porcello going out, and we'll be back. So far, he needed 1 more out to go the required 5 innings and perhaps pick up a win, but he couldn't do it. He goes 4 2/3, and the 2/3, that hard double play, the ball hit by Uribe. One of the things that bothered Porcello is the same thing that bothered Ted Lilly. foul balls. Well, Lilly had 27 foul balls while he was in there to run his pitch count to 98. Porcello made 81 pitches. He had 16 foul balls and only 3 swings and misses. So you sit in the stands, you see the hitters fouling off pitches. You don't give it much thought, but it is so vital in the game of pitching. So Charlie Furbish, out of Baton Rouge, Louisiana, but he lives up in Maine now, went to school at LSU. He was a 4th-round pick by Detroit in 2007. Charlie, happy to get a baseball scholarship. He had no real designs on being drafted. He was going to get a degree in sports management, and here he is managing a tough situation. 2 on, 2 out, facing Loney, who is singled and walked. Charlie Furbish 1-1 in 9 games, an ERA of less than 2.5. Charlie is another big fella. He's as big as Porcello, 6'5". Fastball strike, 0-1. In the inning, Gwynn singled, Miles singled. Uribe almost broke the ball, hitting into a double play. And then Ethier singled, a little fly ball that dropped in to score Gwynn. And then Kemp, a shot up the middle for his 3rd hit. 0-1 to count to James Loney. Hard slider, 0-2. Charlie Furbish, who makes his home in South Portland, Maine. Fastball, slider, cutter, changeup. He's big, 6'5", 215. Another slider, 1-2 the count. Charlie had Tommy John surgery back in 2008 during the middle of the season, though he began 2009 recovering from Tommy John surgery. 1-2 the count. Big roundhouse curveball, but it didn't break enough for him. Started it at the hitter, and the count goes 2-2. So the deuces are wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, 2 on. Dodgers trail by 2. Loney is singled and walked. He was out at the plate in the 4th inning on a great throw by Maglio Ordonez from right field. Fouled off a pretty good pitch in on the hands. Still 2-2. Loney hitting .269. So James really on a roll for over 50 games now. Two balls and 2 strikes. Ethier at second, Kemp at first with 2 out. Fastball fouled away. That fastball in 91. Throwback Wednesday. The teams wearing uniforms from 1944. Tigers lost the pennant on the last day of the season to the St. Louis Browns. The Dodgers never even thought about the pennant in 1944. They finished 42 games. Yep, 42 games back of the Cardinals. 2-2. Fastball hit to the hole. Base hit. Here comes Ethier. The ball is bobbled by Bosch, so no play. Ethier scores. That makes it 6-5 Tigers, and runners still at first and second. So Loney's second hit and his second run batted in. Ethier carries it in. Efia's run is charged to Porcello. And we'll have a double switch now. Jim Leland coming out to talk to Brian Runge. So he'll go to the pen and apparently have a switch in one of the playing positions. Maglio Ordonez made the last out, so he figures to come out. Andy Dirks, who played left field last night, will be heading for the outfield. And they're going to move Brennan Bosch to right. They will also bring in Al Albuquerque, and we'll be back. Tigers hanging on now, leading 6-5 in the double switch. Andy Dirks comes in to play left field. They move Brennan Bosch to right field. Dirks played left field last night. Casper Wells stays in center, and Al Albuquerque coming in. The Albuquerque, a right-hander with a record of 3-1. He's from San Pedro de Macorís in the Dominican Republic and was originally signed by the Cubs. 6-footer, 190. After the Cubs lost him in a deal, the Rockies got him for infielder Jeff Baker, and then he signed with the Tigers last year. Basically fastball and slider. So he inherits a tough situation. 6-5 Detroit, but the Dodgers have Kemp, the tying run, at second, and he has to worry about him. And ball one to Marcus Thames. So when you have a runner like Matt Kemp, who stole second and third last night and has stolen second today, you have a right-hand power hitter, and Danny Wirth is very deep at third base. So there's a lot on the mind of Al Albuquerque, and Martinez going out to tell him. Albuquerque, 25 years old. He is 3-1, good ERA of 2.2. And he falls behind now. 2 balls and no strikes. Marcus Thames grounded to short, single allowed. So in the inning, Rick Porcello gave up 4 hits. They had to hook him. Then Furbish gives up a hit. So now here's Albuquerque. And that's in the dirt. So Albuquerque now 1 pitch away to load him up. Meanwhile, Jim Leland, no matter what he does so far, the frustrations of a big league manager, he can't hit, he can't pitch, and Rick Porcello ran out of pitches as he tries to cool off. 3-0 the count to Marcus Thames. And he walked him and didn't come close. So the one thing Porcello did while he was in there, he walked only one. But now Thames draws a walk. The bases are loaded. And Deona Navarro, who has struck out and sacrificed, coming up. For the Dodgers, they now have Matt Kemp at third, James Loney at second, Marcus Thames at first. Deona Navarro has 2 grand slams in his career. The last one was 4 years ago against the Yankees. And a high strike up around the letters. 0-1. Navarro 2 home runs, 6 runs batted in, batting 179. 2 out. Navarro is the 8th man to come to the plate here in the 5th inning. Outfield split, a gap in right center. 0-2 to Navarro. It's been Porcello, Furbush, and Albuquerque. Kemp, Loney, and Thames out on the lines with 2 out. Nice save by Martinez, pitch in the dirt. 1-2 the count. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning. And the Dodgers and the Tigers still have a lot of work to go, the way they've been struggling, rolling around Dodger Stadium. One and two. 2-2. Crowd reacting on every pitch, so they're enjoying every minute of it. And now Martinez going out to talk to Albuquerque again. So Deona Navarro in a big spot. Bases loaded, 2 out, 2 runs in. The Tiger lead is only 1, 6-5. Hitting back of Navarro is Jamie Carroll. 2-2. And got him. So Navarro strikes out. The Dodgers leave the bases loaded, but they do manage to get 2 and get closer. And at the end of 5, 6-5 Detroit. How time flies. On this day in 1959, in a night game of the Coliseum, Sandy Koufax struck out 16 Philadelphia Phillies, and that was just the first sound of the opera that he conducted. A great career indeed. Went on to strike out 18 Giants later on. And, of course, in his career, He won the Cy Young Award 3 times. He was also an MVP. He had 4 no-hitters, including a perfect game, all on his way to the Hall of Fame. And with that, let's go back to this one. Tigers trying to hold on to a 6-5 lead. The Dodgers, with Tony Gwynn appearing as a pinch hitter and getting a base hit, that lit the fire. And Tony stays in now and plays left field. Meanwhile, Marcus Thames' spot is wide open, so put Kenley Jansen there if you are indeed keeping score. Meanwhile, in a throwback day, playing Frank Sinatra's I've Got You Under My Skin. Johnny Peralta, he'll be followed by Danny Worth and then Andy Dirks, the left fielder. Peralta, a power hitting shortstop for sure, hitting .297. He has 11 home runs, 40 runs batted in. Oh, and 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. So Kenley Jansen, to use the expression, asked to hold that tiger. 6-5 Detroit, 6th inning. 2-1. Jansen came off the DL Saturday night. He had a shoulder inflammation. He had a scoreless inning. Pitched well in rehab at Chattanooga. Fastball sounded like a cracked bat. A trio of Dodgers. It will be Kemp. So 1 out in the 6th inning. You could hear that thing like a celery stalk up here. 1 down. And Danny Worth, the third baseman who has struck out twice, coming up. 6 runs, 8 hits for the Tigers. 5 runs, 10 hits for the Dodgers. How have these teams fared in 1-run games? Well, Detroit 7-7 in 1-run games. For the Dodgers, 9-10. And that's ball 1. One ball and no strikes. Fouled away, 1-1. Rick Porcello went 4 2/3 innings, gave up 5 runs and 9 hits and 16 foul balls, which had to bother him as he made 81 pitches. Ted Lilly is still on the hook. Bunt foul, 1-2. Dodgers with Lilly, McDougal, and now Jansen. Ted was charged with 6 runs and 27 foul balls. Maddening in 4 2/3 innings. 1-2. Fastball in there. And so for Danny Worth, and not to make fun of him, but so far it's been worthless. He has struck out 3 times. That would be 9 strikeouts against the Tigers. They have struck out a total of 31 times, and we haven't finished this game. 31. It reminds us of the Arizona Diamondbacks when Mark Reynolds was playing third, and all that club did was strike out. And you may also remember the Milwaukee Brewers, Richie Sexton and company. They struck out a lot. But boy, the Tigers are really having a frustrating series. 31 strikeouts. Dirks up there, 1 ball and 1 strike to Andy. He's hitting .250. 1-1. That was a good fastball at 92. Dirks couldn't catch up to it. 1-2 the count. Well, I don't know what the record is in futility of striking out in a 3-game series, but the Tigers are certainly taking a shot at it. 22-10, 32 strikeouts, and it's 6-5 Detroit. The play becomes bigger and bigger. Maglio Ordonez throwing to the plate. Victor Martinez blocking and deflecting the sliding Loney with his left foot so that James never could get in there. A nice combination play, but especially by the catcher Victor Martinez. So Martinez back to work behind the plate, and the Dodgers will have Jamie Carroll, Tony Gwynn, and Aaron Miles in that order. Kenley Jansen made 12 pitches to strike out 2 of the 3 and dispose of Detroit. Bottom of the 6th, 6-5 Tigers. Breeze has shifted, not that it's a wind, but the breeze now is blowing from right to left. The little wind that we had earlier blowing the other way, but not a factor. Ground ball to short. Johnny Peralta. 1 away. Carroll now goes 0 for 3. By the way, it was Carroll who hit that fly ball to Ordonez that resulted in the great play at the plate. So 1 away. Tony Gwynn came off the bench in the 5th inning. Promptly singled to right field. Tony, as a pinch hitter now, is 6-for-16. Hitting .224, and of course once he comes in the ball game he gives you added strength defensively in left field. Strike. 0-1. Tigers defending against a bunt. They pull up Worth and Cabrera. Dodgers have out-hit the Tigers, but the Tigers have out-muscled the Dodgers. Detroit 6 runs, 8 hits, but 3 of the 8 hits home runs. 5 runs, 10 hits for the Dodgers. They had a triple and everything else singles. 1-1. 1-2 to Tony. Tomorrow an off day, and then Friday night here comes Mike Scioscia and the Angels. It'll be Dan Herron against Ruby De La Rosa Friday night. Saturday afternoon, Tyler Chatwood and Hiroki Kuroda. And then Sunday, and boy, I'm looking forward to that one. That would be Jared Weaver and Clayton Kershaw. And Clayton taking a well-deserved rest today after that brilliant effort the other night. Meanwhile, down goes Gwynn. 2 out, 6th inning. You know, Thursday, July 7th, Andre Ethier bobblehead night presented by San Manuel Indian Bingo and Casino. Dodgers and Mets at 7:10. You'll get your own mini Ethier in the 1940s throwback uniform. So for tickets, visit Dodgers.com/promotions or call 866-DODGERS. He's done more than bobble his head today. Andre with that key base hit in the 5th inning. And of course the home run last night. Aaron Miles grounded to third, grounded to second, and grounded into left field for a base hit. Hitting .310, 1 for 3. Lost the bat, 1 ball and 1 strike the count. Miles hitting .310. Jamie Carroll came into the game hitting .305. So the so-called backup infielders have been anything but. One of them is in there all the time. Check swing, bum check. 1-2 the count. Outfield somewhat shallow, swung way around to left field. Ground ball to short. Johnny Peralta. So it's a 1-2-3 inning for Albuquerque, who's restored a little order as he walks off the field. And the Tigers at the end of 6, leading 6-5. Detroit. As we go to the 7th inning, Kenley Jansen will be facing the top of the order, Casper Wells, Ryan Rayburn, and Brennan Bosch. It's a day of memories since the teams wearing the 1944 uniforms. We talked about the fact that in 1944, Detroit lost on the final day of the season. Dizzy Trout, a 27-game winner, lost to knuckleballer Dutch Leonard and the Washington Senators. Browns beat the Yankees, so they went to the World Series, but the Cardinals beat the Browns. However, the next year had Rudy York, 98 RBIs. And in 1945, despite all the frustrations in 44, Hank Greenberg returned from the war. And the Tigers won the pennant by a game and a half over the Senators and then beat the Chicago Cubs in the World Series. The Cubs have not been to the series since. Hank Greenberg led the way. 3-0 meanwhile, the count to the leadoff man Casper Wells. 6 runs, 8 hits for Detroit, 5 runs, 10 hits for the Dodgers. And he walked him on 4. So Wells, who homered, fouled out, flied out, now walks. Ryan Rayburn has struck out twice and popped up 0 for 3. Rayburn looking down to Gene Lamont. See if there might be a play in the works. Brennan Bosch on deck. Off the plate, ball 1. With Rayburn showing bunt, he has sacrificed twice. Taking another look at Lamont. 6-5 Tigers, 7th inning. Dodgers using Lilly, McDougald, and Jansen. Tigers using Porcello, Furbush, and Albuquerque. 1-0. You know, we've been talking throughout the series about the Tigers' inability to make contact. They have struck out 32 times so far in the 3 games. Though we have an asterisk and a footnote to it. 1 ball, no strikes. The bunt is down, the bunt is fouled, so that'll give us a time. Back in May, Dodger pitchers struck out 36 Diamondbacks in a 3-game series here at Dodger Stadium using the same 3 starting pitchers who were used in this series: Kershaw, Billingsley, and Lilly. However, with all of the strikeouts, Arizona still won 2 out of 3. Down in the Dodger bullpen, Matt Guerrier now warming up behind Jansen. One ball and 1 strike. Casper Wells has not been involved in a stolen base. And as we said, the Tigers are anything but a running team. The only fella considered as a threat would be Austin Jackson, who has stolen 12 out of 14. Otherwise, they just don't run. Kind of a typical American League 3-run home run approach. 1-1 the count. Bunt is on. The bunt is missed. And the count 1-2. Tigers scored in the first inning. Dodgers came back with 2. Tigers then came back with 2 in the second, 2 in the third to lead 5-2. Dodgers got 1 to make it 5-3. And then the Tigers scored another to make it 6-3. Dodgers came back with 2 to make it 6-5. And we're in the 7th. 1-2 the count to Rayburn. Full swing, foul ball. Rayburn has grounded into only 3 double plays as he battles Kenley Jansen. Wells at first without a stolen base, so we'll see how Jim Leyland plays this. Wow. Pigeons would land on Kenley Jansen's shoulders. He really looked like a statue there. Wells very cautious lead at first. 1-2 to Ryan Rayburn. who pops it in the air, foul. That will go out of play. Still 1-2. Folks enjoying a beautiful summer's afternoon. 76 degrees when the game started. They were talking about the temperature downtown getting as high as 80. We might have been there. Warmer than that in the valley, but gorgeous day. Not a cloud up above. 1-2 to Rayburn, and down he goes as if that's news. So the Tigers now have struck out 11 times in each game, but we're only in the 7th inning. 33 KOs. So the batter now will be Brennan Bosch. 3 strikeouts for Kenley Jansen. Well, they still have a chance to pass Arizona, but they're going to really have to work at it. Bosch struck out, double, singled. Scored twice, once on Cabrera's home run, and he pops it foul. No chance. That'll be back in the stands. 0-1. Well, the fan made a great catch. Somebody else threw a hat at the foul ball, so they're having fun the right way. 0-1 the count. "6-5 Tigers when the Dodgers come up in the 7th. Uribe, Ethier, and Kemp. So here's Big Bosch with Wells at first. Brennan struck out, doubled off the left center field wall, singled up the middle. He is the big man at 6'6". He's hitting .302 with 10 home runs, 38 runs batted in. And he would make any uniform look good. Oh, 0-2. Colorado Rockies are playing the Indians tonight. Jason Hamill will go against 8-game winner Josh Tomlin for Cleveland. You know, the Rockies are over the 500 mark for the first time since the 23rd of May. And they're only 2.5 games out of first place, behind Arizona, with the Giants just in front of them. 0-2. I will be darned. 12 Tigers have struck out. 34 Tigers have struck out. 4 strikeouts for Kenley Jansen. And now here comes Miguel Cabrera. Cabrera joined the club. He struck out in the first inning, but then hit a 2-run home run in the 3rd and singled in the 5th. The Diamondbacks are at the Royals tonight. Ian Kennedy, Jeff Francis, the former Rocky, big left-hander, will pitch for Kansas City. Francis has had a lot of trouble against Arizona. Justin Upton, well, he's been for 3 weeks, has been red hot, hitting .457 for the last 3 weeks for Arizona. So here's Cabrera, 2 for 3. Miguel batting .327, 15 home runs, 50 runs batted in, and he has Casper Wells at first base. He just did hold up on a high fastball. Ball 1. Dodgers led once at the end of the first inning. They led 2-1. It's been all Detroit since, leading 6-5. Tigers kind of running in place because of the 12 strikeouts. 1 ball, no strikes. Ball 2. Minnesota Twins, the amazing Twins, are in San Francisco tonight. You know, on June the 2nd, the Twins were 16.5 games out. Now they're 6.5 out. They picked up 10 games in 17 days. It'll be Ryan Vogelsong for the Giants with that brilliant ERA of less than 2. 2-0. Ball 3. Giants have lost 5 straight, and in those 5 losses, the Giants with runners in scoring position are hitting 0-3-1. 30 cents. So that's the schedule for tonight for the important games for the Dodgers. And of course the Cleveland game is very important for Detroit. 3-0, and of course Cabrera with his power certainly could be swinging and does. 3-1. Guy with 15 home runs, why not let him rip? Miguel from Venezuela. Breeze blowing to right. And ball 4. So the Tigers 2 walks and 2 strikeouts in the inning. And the batter now will be Victor Martinez, the switch hitting catcher. And there'll be a meeting at the mound. Don Mattingly is going to the bullpen again. In looking at Victor Martinez, the switch hitter, he's batting .348 left-handed, .264 right-handed. They will bring in Matt Guerrier, so Victor will be hitting left-handed. But all of his power comes from the left side as well. So Kenley Jansen comes out, and we'll be back. Muscle, and so far it all belongs to Detroit. It started in the first inning, Casper Wells clearing the left field wall for a home run. Then in the second inning, Miguel Ordonez clears it into the pavilion, and finally the third one hit by Miguel Cabrera with a man aboard, and that has given the Tigers their 6 runs despite the fact they have struck out 12 times. Dodgers 5 runs on a triple by Kemp and 9 singles. So here's Matt Guerrier. Guerrier made 11 pitches in pitching the 7th inning last night, facing Victor Martinez, who bat left-handed. The pitcher spot, Albuquerque is on deck, so Don Kelly is out on deck instead of the pitcher. Big overhand curveball. It drops in nicely. 0-1 the count. Martinez walked and then came home on the home run by Ordonez. Single to center in the 3rd. Single to center to drive in a run in the 5th. Victor hitting .333. Check. 1-1. Martinez, like Cabrera from Venezuela. 2 on, 2 out, 6-5 Tigers, 7th inning. Martinez certainly an MVP to play first and catch, do well at both ends, and be hitting .333. 1-1. Breeze blowing out to right field. A bluff, no throw. There was not a play down there, so Navarro didn't want to risk throwing it away. Remember, Navarro picked off Rayburn at third base the opening game, so they're wary of his arm. 2-1 to count to Martinez. Wells and Cabrera out there. And a high, lazy fly ball to Matt Kemp. All right. So no runs, no hits, 2 left at the end of 6.5. 6-5 Detroit. When you look at the Dodger box score, the key word, the operative word, is single. There's just one extra base hit. That was the triple by Matt Kemp, who's having a big day. So it's the Tiger muscle, 3 home runs against the Dodgers, attacking like an angry moth. And in the bottom of the 7th inning, 6-5 Detroit. Uribe, Ethier, and Kemp coming up. Al Albuquerque in relief has made 19 pitches. He's given up a walk. He has a strikeout, and he gets a strike on Uribe. Uribe singled to center, flied to right, and almost broke the ball. He hit it so hard, and it turned into a double play. That was that inning in the 5th inning when Rick Porcello apparently just flat out ran out of gas. Uribe hitting .215, 4 home runs, 23 runs batted in. 1 ball, 2 strikes. One and two. And popped up, foul. Martinez no play. Well back into the stands. And another kangaroo jump back up about 10 rows at least. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Dodgers, who have won 3 out of 5 interleague play this year, winning 2 in a row from Detroit. Tigers have lost 6 out of 8, and they'll go home to play Arizona. 1 and 2. And good breaking ball. Down goes Uribe. 1 away, 7th inning. And the batter will be Andre Ethier. Second strikeout for Albuquerque. He got Gwynn back in the 6th inning. And he also got Navarro. So it's his 3rd strikeout. Andre Ethier flied to center, popped to short, and then a little fly ball that dropped in for a base hit in the 5th inning to drive in a run. And he has scored a run today in that 5th inning. Andre batting .311, 7 home runs, 37 runs batted in. Fastball at the corner. 0-2 the count to Andre. Matt Kemp on deck. 3 for 3. Little ground foul outside of third. No balls, 2 strikes. 1 out in the 7th. Dodgers got close by scoring twice in the 5th inning. That made it 6-5, and it's been that way. We're now in the 7th. 1 and 2. Al Albuquerque. Fastball, slider. Always think of Pedro Guerrero when you think of the town San Pedro de Macorís in the Dominican Republic. Albuquerque had Tommy John surgery in 2005. He missed all of 08. May of last year, he was on the DL for about 2 months. 1 and 2. Fastball in the dirt. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Brian Runge, the plate umpire, and of course the name Runge goes with baseball. His grandfather Ed, his father Paul, and Brian. And Brian has been a major league umpire for 12 years. 2 and 2. And bounced another one, did Albuquerque. And he goes 3 and 2. 2 years ago, and talking about Brian Runge just for the moment, he was behind the plate for the no-hitter thrown by the Giants, Jonathan Sanchez, 2 years ago in July. That was up at AT&T Park when the left-hander blanked the Padres. 3 and 2. And Ethier comes up empty. Well, maybe it's catching. Albuquerque comes in now and has struck out 4. Jansen struck out 4. Half a dozen Dodgers have gone down on strike. Down in the bullpen, Blake Hawksworth tuning up. And here's Matt Kemp. Triple to right, single to right, single to center, stole a base, and scored twice. Ball one. For Matt Kemp to show you what a complete turnabout this year from last. He had 7 3-hit games all of last year. He's had 8 3-hit games so far. Dodgers are playing their 76th game, so he's way ahead. They don't want him to beat him, so we'll see if they really pitch to him. 2 balls and no strikes. That's a strike. 2-1. Matt triple, 2 singles, stolen base, hitting .328. 21 stolen bases, 20 home runs. That's ball 3. And 58 runs batted in. Well, you know, down by 1, the Dodgers are green lighting Kemp. It's just a question that's left up to Matt. Do you want to take a shot or not? He doesn't, and it's ball 4. So now, if nothing else, you know he's going to put a little pressure on Albuquerque. And Miguel Cabrera walking to the mound. Jim Leland walks to the mound. He has Joaquin Benoit, a right-hander, in the bullpen. And let's see if Jim takes the ball out of Albuquerque's hands. He's going to hold court. Jim is from a family of 7. His wife, one of 11. His father, one of 16. Jim is certainly accustomed to meetings and crowds. And is in 2 World Series, one with the Marlins, lost with the Tigers. All right. He has instructed Albuquerque what he wants him to do with James Loney. So Matt Kemp representing the tying run with 2 out. So he poses a bit of a problem. So we'll see what Loney does. James singled a left field twice, walked, and was thrown out at the plate. And right now, that out at the plate is the difference in the game. Trent Olgen is out on deck. 2 out. Ball 1. So Loney is now hitting above .270. I mean, that is tremendous when you realize where he was. He was hitting .167, and over the next 50 games he's got his average to .272. That's taken a lot of hard work. 1-1. James, over that 50-game stretch, hitting better than .321, and it all started April the 26th. 1-1 the count to Loney. Kemp always a factor, and right now with 2 out at first base. And Loney, a high fly ball, but playable. Bosch is there to make the catch. So Loney flies to right. They leave Kemp at first, and we have 7 innings in the books. Tigers 6, Dodgers 5. We're heading to the 8th inning with memories of Mr. Goodman, Benny Goodman, and his theme song, Let's Dance. And we want to do more than dancing. It's 6-5 Tigers. Don Kelly will bat now for Al Albuquerque. And ball one. Kelly played last night. He had a single and a walk. He went 1 for 3. Kelly did not play in the first game. 1-0 the count. Ball 2, 2-0. (6-5) Detroit, 8th inning. Lilly, McDougal, Jansen, and Guerrier, and a high fly ball to deep right field. Back goes Ethier. That one is gone. So Don Kelly, off the bench, hits his second home run of the year. And that gives the Tigers a little bit of breathing room. It is their 4th home run hit today, and Kelly makes it 7-5. For Kelly out of Butler, Pennsylvania, and Pittsburgh, and of course that was Jim Leyland's territory, and Kelly hits it out. So 7-5 in favor of the Tigers. For Matt Guerrier, who's done well in relief, that would be only the second home run that he's allowed. The home run Kelly, and here's Johnny Peralta, and he probably stings one into left field. So Peralta with a base hit, that will bring up Danny Worth. For Danny, one of those tough days, they all have them. He is not only 0 for 3, he has struck out 3 times. Meanwhile, a little meeting at the mound. Danny Worth has only played in 17 games. Prior to today, he had 25 at-bats, and he struck out 5 times. So by striking out 3 today, all of a sudden, he's had 8 strikeouts in about 28 at-bats. And now let's see. Mattingly making his way out. He has Hawksworth in the pen. And he will take the ball from Matt Guerrier. So Matt goes out. The Hawk will be coming in. It's 7-5 Detroit, and we'll be back. Online auction is underway right now at thinkpure.org and Dodgers.com. Remember, it funds research projects at City of Hope and Children's Hospital, Los Angeles. Now, there'll be a telethon on the weekend, starting Friday at 5 p.m., going through Sunday at 11 a.m. We would encourage you not only to watch the telethon, but to participate. if you possibly can. Any and all contributions gratefully received. Think Cure Weekend coming up with the online auction underway right now. Out there on the mound getting ready is Blake Hawksworth. He is the 5th Dodger pitcher. It was Ted Lilly, Mike McDougald, Kenley Jansen, Matt Guerrier, and now Hawksworth, who pitched the 9th inning last night. And you may remember, if you were watching or out here, he struck out the side. So the Hawk now will be facing Danny Worth, who has struck out 3 times, then Andy Dirks, who struck out, and then the leadoff man, Casper Wells. 7-5 now with the 4th home run by the Tigers. This one hit by Kelly. Dirks shows bunt, gets it down. Well, Worth does. The throw to second in time. Good play. And Dirks now will be coming up with 1 out and a runner at first. So the bunt was down, but Hawksworth quickly turns and gets his man. Dirks coming up. 7 runs, 10 hits for the Tigers. 5 runs, 10 hits for the Dodgers, who will have the pitcher's spot, then Navarro and Carroll, when the Dodgers hit in the bottom of the 8th. Dirks hitting .247. Ball 1. So you had the home run by the pinch hitter Kelly, a single by Peralta. Worth bunts into the force play. And here's Dirks with Casper Wells, the leadoff man, on deck. One ball, no strikes. Danny Worth over there at third has not been involved in a stolen base. Paid attendance today, 30,332. 7-5 Tigers. We're in the 8th inning. A lot of baseball left. Two and 0. Last night, the Dodgers used Billingsley, McDougald, Guerrier, Quo, and Hawksworth. Game before, Kershaw gave the bullpen a rest, and it's a good thing he did, because they come right back with Lilly, McDougald, Jansen, Guerrier, and Hawksworth today. 2-0. Ground ball. Loney has it. Down to short for 1. Back to first. Double play. So the inability to bunt changed the inning on Leland. However, they get the run on the home run by Kelly. And at the end of 7.5, 7-5 Detroit. In favor of the Tigers, Don Kelly, who had the pinch hit home run, stays in the game in left field. The new pitcher for Detroit, batting ninth, is Joaquin Benoit. Ramon Santiago is now at second base for Ryan Rayburn. And the new pitcher, Joaquin Benoit, and he'll be facing the pinch hitter sent up there by the Dodgers, and that would be D. Gordon. So Benoit made an appearance in this series in the first game. Came in the 8th inning to pitch to Jamie Carroll. Gave up a base hit in that inning. The base hit went to Clayton Kershaw and made it a 4-0 Dodger victory. So here's Benoit and D. Gordon checking in. Seven runs, 10 hits for the Tigers. 5 runs, 10 hits for the Dodgers. Ball 1 to Gordon. D hitting .273 as 2 runs batted in. He has struck out 13 times in 14 games. Kind of feeling his way along. Shows bunt, missed it. 1 ball, 1 strike. Gordon has also stolen 4 out of 6. On deck, Diana Navarro. 1-1. Fastball challenged him, and a good fastball it was at 95. That's it you would expect. You look at a fella 150 pounds up there at the plate, you would expect it would be heat, more heat, and more heat. 1-2. And popped up. Foul ground. Worth is there. So Gordon laid on the fastball. That was another good 96-mile-an-hour fastball, and he fouls out. So 1 away. And Diana Navarro coming up. Navarro 0 for 2 with a sacrifice. He has struck out twice. Jamie Carroll out on deck. 1 out, 8th inning. Down in the Dodger bullpen, Javi Guerra begins to warm up. And in the Detroit bullpen, Jose Valverde warming up. Hard ground ball through. Santiago diving at it, but no chance. So Navarro singles to right. And the batter will be Jamie Carroll with 1 out for Navarro, his first hit. Jamie Carroll is grounded out. Hit a fly ball to right field. That's when Ordonez threw Loney out at the plate. And then Jamie grounded out last time up. Tony Gwynn out on deck. 7 runs, 10 hits for the Tigers, but in those 10 hits, 4 home runs. The Dodgers 5 runs, 11 hits. They have 10 singles and a triple. And a strike. Joaquin Benoit. Benoit. He's from Santiago in the Dominican Republic, originally signed by the Rangers. That's off the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike. Benoit had rotator cuff surgery. Pitched well enough in 2010 for the Rays. So the team named him the winner of the Tony Conigliaro Award, honoring his comeback from rotator cuff surgery. 1-1. Fastball, line drive, 1 hopper to second for a force play. So the ball left the plate on a line, and then it died, and Santiago was able to turn it into a force. So 2 down here in the 8th inning, and Tony Gwynn coming up. 4-6 on the 4th. Tony Gwynn entered the game as a pinch hitter, single to right. Last time up, struck out. So Santiago just in the game, taking over for Ryan Rayburn. Catches up to that soft one hopper. Bottom of the 8th, 2 out, 7-5 Detroit. One and 0 to Tony, batting .222. No home runs, 7 runs batted in. Benoit, pretty good fastball, change and slider. His fastball's been clocked as high as 97. Two and 0. I'm not sure if that 97 clocking was before the rotator cuff surgery. At the end of last year, he signed a 3-year deal with the Tigers, so he figures to be around with them for a while. He'll be 34. 2 balls and no strikes. And he missed again. So he is 3-0 with Aaron Miles on deck. Last year, in 60 some odd games, Benoit's earned run average was 1.3. 3-0. That's a strike. 3-1 the count. So Gwynn just trying to get aboard with 2 out. 7-5 Tigers. Tigers will have Wells, Santiago, and Bosch in the 9th inning. Check swing, ball 4. So the Dodgers have the tying runs aboard with 2 out, and Aaron Miles, the switch hitter, coming up. Miles, 3 ground balls and a single to left. Aaron started today at .310. Hitting left-handed. He came in hitting .271. But put it all together, and he's up there now batting .308. Bottom of the 8th inning, 7-5 Detroit, trying to salvage 1 of 3, trying to snap a little 2-game losing streak. Tigers have also lost 4 of the last 5. 0-1 for the Dodgers, trying for their first 4-game winning streak. It's been Lilly, McDougal, Jansen, Guerrier, and Hawksworth for the Dodgers. Porcello, Furbush, Albuquerque, and Benoit for Detroit. Guerra and Valverde in the wings. 0-1 the count to Aaron Miles. Juan Uribe on deck. Carroll and Gwynn out on the base paths. No balls, 1 strike. 1-1. In the inning, foul ball for the out off Gordon. Navarro singled. Carroll looked like he might have hit a single, a soft line drive, and it died, and it turned into a force play. Santiago, well back of second base, turned it into a force, but then Gwynn walked. 1-1 to Miles. Fouled away. 1-2. Tigers, like the Dodgers, off tomorrow. Detroit opens up at home against Arizona. On Sunday, they will honor the memory of and salute Sparky Anderson and retire his uniform, number 11. The Dodgers off tomorrow will then welcome Mike Scioscia and the Angels to begin the weekend series. Friday night, Saturday afternoon, Sunday afternoon. 1-2 to Aaron Miles. Fastball in a perfect spot. Miles couldn't get down to get it. No runs, 1 hit, 2 left. And at the end of 8, 7-5 Detroit. Lead, and we've reached the 9th inning. The Dodgers make a couple of changes. First of all, D. Gordon batted for the pitcher, and he will stay in and play shortstop. Jamie Carroll moves over to second base, and that means Aaron Miles, who made the last out in the 8th, that leadoff spot, would be filled by pitcher Javi Guerra. So Guerra becomes the 6th Dodger pitcher. They've been trying to play catch-up all day after they surrendered the lead to Detroit in the 2nd inning. And the difference has been the power of the Tigers. 4 home runs, even though they have struck out 12 times to strike out 34 times in the 3 games. So Guerra, the hard-throwing right-hander out of Denton, Texas, and he'll face Casper Weeks, then Ramon Santiago, and Brennan Bosch. Wells led off the ballgame with a home run against Ted Lilly. Fouled out, flied out, and walked since. So Casper 1 for 3. And ball 1. Javi Guerra, who was at Chattanooga last year and called up to the Dodgers this year, had Tommy John surgery, and he's been able to come back and throw hard. 2-0. Interesting how the Dodgers had been calling on the bullpen to save games. And until Guerra saved one, the Dodgers had only 6 saves in their last 35 games. But 6 saves came from 6 different pitchers. Padilla, Jansen, Guerrero, McDougal, Guerra, and Elbert. So the pen has been very, very active and pretty productive. 2-1 to Casper Wells. When Casper homered, it was his 3rd home run of the year. Don Kelly hit his 2nd. Miguel Cabrera hit his 15th. and Maglio Ordonez has hit 12. Check me. Ordonez just off the DL, his second. 2-2. Well, that is the 13th Tiger to strike out.
Second baseman, number 39, Ramon Santiago.
Those 35 Tigers have struck out. One more strikeout, and it will tie Arizona here. As we mentioned, Arizona had 36 strikeouts in 3 games, but won 2 out of 3. The Tigers with 35 strikeouts are hoping to win 1 out of 3. 1 ball and no strikes. Santiago hitting .219, finishing up at second base. Tigers trying to win their 40th game today and hoping to go home and see Cleveland lose so they could be tied for their next homestand. Santiago's from the Dominican, a switch hitter. He'll be 30 the end of August. Originally signed as a free agent by the Tigers in '99. Jim Leyland likes him except for his lack of speed. Leyland has been quoted as saying, if he was real fast, he'd probably be a regular. And I guess they say he would be very close to being the most popular player on the team and in the clubhouse. 2-2 the count to Ramon. And he promptly hits it to Ethier. So we have 2 down, top of the 9th inning, and Brennan Bosch coming up. And don't go wandering off when the Dodgers come up in the bottom of the 9th inning. They will have Juan Uribe, Andre Ethier, and Matt Kemp. So Bosch at the plate, Cabrera on deck. Brennan, who hails from Santa Monica, a double and a single today, going 2 for 4. Last night he had 2 singles to go 2 for 4. With Kershaw pitching the first game, Brennan didn't play. 0-1. 1 ball and 1 strike. So Brennan certainly remembers coming here often with his dad. Wouldn't be too surprised if his dad and other relatives aren't here watching him play today. He's off to Detroit. 1-1. Ball 2. Bosch with his double and single, also 10 home runs, had 38 runs batted in. He was aboard when Cabrera homered, and he was aboard when Martinez singled him home in the 5th inning. 3-1 the count to Brennan Bosch. And popped up. It will be whom? The catcher hollered off the play, and Uribe makes it. So the Tigers go 1-2-3 in the 9th inning. Dodgers will have Uribe, Ethier, and Kemp. It's 7-5 Detroit. 5 Detroit. In the background, a song made famous by Peggy Lee. Why don't you do right? Well, they're asking the Dodgers to do right in the bottom of the ninth, but it's 7-5 Detroit. Dodgers have a triple and 10 singles. The Tigers have 4 home runs, and they bring in big Jose Valverde, who is certainly no stranger. Valverde was with the Diamondbacks from 03 through 07, though he had 5 years in Arizona. Then he had 2 years in Houston. So the Dodgers have seen a lot of the big guy from the Dominican. I love Valverde's honesty. As a youngster, he didn't like baseball, and he thought he might enjoy fighting. So he tried boxing. He took a good lick, and as he said, I decided that's enough boxing. So here he is, Jose Valverde. And looking at the Dodgers and who's done what to whom, well, Aaron Miles is out of the game. He was 4 for 9 against him. So we'll start with Uribe, who has not faced him. Ball 1. Valverde 2-2, an ERA of 2.7, and he has 16 saves. Uribe 1 for 4, single to center. 1-0 the count. Again trying to hit that inside corner, and Valverde is behind 2-0. Let's take a look at Jose's numbers where it counts. His strikeout to walk ratio just about 2-1, 16 walks, 31 strikeouts, 20 hits, 30 innings. 2-0. Juan Uribe. Maybe the Dodgers don't know it. That's a strike. It's just as well they don't. Jose Valverde's career against the Dodgers, 15 save opportunities and 15 saves. So a perfect 15 for 15. Shoots another fastball in there at 92, and a 2-ball, 2-strike count. Valverde in no hurry. Remember Alejandro Pena when he pitched for the Dodgers and he had the reputation and the nickname Slow? Jose, tranquilo. Very, very careful. Very slow. Very deliberate. Fouled away. So Uribe battling on a 2-2 count. Valverde, who always takes a little time between pitches. Interesting, he said, everybody in my family throws hard. My uncle, my brother, my whole family. And that's going to be hit down the line, hooking as it goes, and winds up foul. The outfield, you have Don Kelly in left. Austin Jackson is in center, and Casper Wells is in right. So that means Ordonez, Bosch, and Dirks have all played the outfield, and they're all out of there. For the Tigers, leading 7-5, their pitcher of record is Al Albuquerque. For the Dodgers right now, Ted Lilly. Foul back. Valverde tells the story of a great memory he has of pitching to Barry Bonds. 2-2. And a towering pop fly. It'll be Johnny Peralta. One away. The story that Valverde talks about was the first time he ever faced Barry Bonds. He said, I was nervous. Everybody knows what he can do. I got strike one on him, and I thought, oh, okay, I can do this. Then I got strike two, and I thought, he's mine. And the next pitch was a ground ball to second base, and he retired Barry Bonds on 3 pitches. The next day, Valverde was told that Bonds wanted to see him out on the field. And when Valverde went out there, Bonds handed him his bat and said, this is your bat. You got me out on 3 pitches. Jose thought he was kidding at first, but he was deadly serious. Ball 1 to Ethier. Ethier 0 for 3 in the past against Valverde. Today, fly to center, popped to short, single to left, and struck out. 1-0. Big at bat, of course, for Ethier to try and get aboard and let Kemp come up as the potential tying run. Matt waiting. Seven runs, 10 hits for the Tigers, 5 runs, 11 hits for the Dodgers. 4 of the 10 Tiger hits, home runs, 10 of the 11 Dodger hits, singles. Now 3-0. And of course that makes the moment even more interesting if Ethier can get aboard. There's no one else throwing in the Tiger bullpen. It's Valverde. For Jim Leyland, it has been a very tough 3-game series. Started with that magnificent performance by Clayton Kershaw to shut him out 4-0. Then the Dodgers climbing over Scherzer to score 6 and beat him 6-1. But now the Tigers trying to battle back, salvage 1 game, and they're leading 7-5 in the 9th. 1 out. And that's going to be a strike. 3-1. It's one time you can read the minds of everybody in the ballpark. One way or another, they want Ethier aboard when Matt Kemp comes up. Three and 1 to Andre. Fastball whacked into right, so he is aboard, and that gives the Dodgers their best chance of the day as Matt Kemp is coming up. So Ethier, a line drive single to right, and here's Kemp. 2 singles, a triple, a walk, a stolen base. He's knocked in 1 and scored twice. How has he done against Valverde? And the answer is he has not faced him. So Kemp at the plate, Loney on deck, and the ball game on the line. Matt tripled into the right field corner and singled to right. Then his 3rd hit was a single sharply up the middle. Fastball low. Valverde acts like he's not loose. Maybe it's just part of the way he is. Up on the mound, very slow, twisting his upper torso. Kind of shrugged the left shoulder. There he goes, twisting that body again. And ball 2. It's kind of interesting looking at that slow and easy attitude of Valverde. No doubt, heart beating inside, but you can just picture him doing exactly this with 50, 60,000 people screaming. Two and 0 to Matt Kemp. There he is twisting again. Whoa. 2 and 1. That twist, of course, he does just about every pitch. It's part of his delivery. But it just gives you the attitude watching him. Is he ready? And obviously he was when they called him in. Little dirt on the fingers. Doesn't use a rosin bag. Two and one. Now he's behind 3-1. Well, you know, with Matt Kemp, one swing he can get you even. So he's always green lighted, 3-0, 3-1. Just a question of whether he sees a pitch that he can drive. One out, ninth inning, 7-5 Tigers. Ethier at first base. Whoa. When you see a guy with the talent of a Kemp and you see him swing and miss, that's when you realize the big league bat speed. You don't see the bat speed if he makes contact. You're too busy looking at the ball. But when they swing and miss, that bat's a blur. Ethier held on by Miguel Cabrera. One out, 3-2 count to Matt Kemp. And he missed him. So Valverde now has 2 on, 1 out, and James Loney coming up. Loney is 0 for 4 in the past, and I think Jim Leyland has gone out. He doesn't have anybody in the bullpen. He's gone out to lay down the law. Wait a minute. You can see that purposeful stride of Leyland. That's not an easy walk to the mound. He's out there to verbally make sure they know what he wants. One thing about Jim Leyland, as long as you play hard, as long as you play intelligently, he could care less about whether the player has, let's say, Manny Ramirez hair, whether he has a beard. None of that stuff means anything to him. It is strictly how you play. He's hollering at Miguel Cabrera, who is back, not quite guarding the line, but almost. And here's Loney. Single to left and walk. Single to left, fly to right. Was thrown out at the plate on a wonderful play combination. Maglio Ordonez's throw and a great block by Victor Martinez. So James has been swinging a very hot bat. Checking in with 2 on and 1 out. Casey Blake is out on deck. He would bat for D. Gordon. 1 out. Tying runs aboard. 7-5 Detroit. Fastball on the corner. Valverde as a kid had as his heroes Pedro Martinez, that figured, and Roger Clemens. Away. 1 ball, 1 strike. 7 runs, 10 hits for the Tigers. 5 runs, 12 hits for the Dodgers. Bottom of the 9th. And the Angels on the horizon starting Friday night. 1-1 to Loney. Fastball hitting near the left field. It's going to be trapped on a bounce, and the bases are loaded. Don Kelly could not make the catch, but the runners had to hesitate. So the bases are loaded, and Casey Blake coming up with 1 out. In Casey Blake's career, he has 5 grand slams. The last one he hit was last year against Matt Belisle in Colorado. So Casey coming off the bench, hitting .248. As a pinch hitter, he is 1 for 6. That's when he doubled with the bases loaded to drive in 3 as a pinch hitter in Colorado. So Blake for Gordon. So Loney, Kemp, and Ethier are all out there. Kemp at second is the tying run. Loney a possible winning run. And a strike to Casey Blake. Has Blake ever faced Valverde? The answer would be no. Ethier with a single is at third. Kemp with a walk is at second. Loney with a single is at first. 1 out. Missed inside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Moving everybody is Jim Leyland straight away in the outfield. Infield is back in double play depth. Fastball foul back 1-2. With all the young numbers for Casey Blake, 3 home runs, 16 runs batted in. He's also grounded into 6 double plays. Hitting after Blake is Deanna Navarro. Final game of the series, and they've put on quite a battle. One and 2 to Casey Blake. Got him. So Casey off the bench strikes out. And with 2 out, the batter is Deanna Navarro. Here's the sequence with Casey Blake, pitch by pitch. Got him at the knees for a strike. Missed inside. Foul ball on a pretty good fastball. And down he goes. So whatever Leland said, he probably went out there and told Valverde, hey, go after the hitter, never mind trying to be perfect. So he's got 2 outs, and now Navarro struck out twice, sacrifice, single to right last time up in the 8th inning. Foul back, 0-1. That was a 94-mile-an-hour fastball, so Valverde is really back to business. However, he's working a lot. He'll have his 28th pitch coming up. With the bases loaded, Ethier at third, Kemp at second, Loney at first. One other consideration, we always look it up if you have a runner at third. He has 3 wild pitches. So Cabrera over to join the huddle with Martinez. So you have 2 Venezuelans and a Dominican. And the meeting broken up, no doubt, in Spanish. Navarro 1 for 3. Ethier at third. Kemp is the big horse. He's the tying run at second. Loney at first. No balls and 1 strike. Fastball, but it's off the plate. So now he's going to make his 29th pitch. I'm not sure if he grew that beard this inning or not, but he sure takes his time. 1 ball and 1 strike. 1-2 again. Fastball up a little bit at 94. Diana Navarro, as a left-handed batter, is hitting .203. He's hitless from the right side. Both of his home runs, 6 RBIs, have come as a left-handed batter. 1-2 with the bases loaded, 2 out, 9th inning, 7-5 Detroit. And a drive into dead center. Going back is Jackson. It's over his head and he makes the catch. What a play by Austin Jackson to save the Tigers' bacon. Diana Navarro actually hit it over the center fielder's head, and the Denton dandy went back to make the catch. A tremendous ending to an exciting ball game, as Austin, with that great speed, the kid from Denton who went to school with Javi Guerra, saves the game, robs Diana Navarro. With 2 out, if that ball goes over his head, the Dodgers win the game. But he caught it on a spectacular play. His buddy, Javi Guerra, holding his head with his hands. They had known each other since little.